Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Paragould, Bonil, Rector, Sinith, Marmaduke, Crowley's Ridge State Park, Lake Frierson State Park, Oak Grove Heights, Cudwell, Hornersville, Arbord, Leith, Okean, Delaplane, Egypt, Evening Star, Beech Grove, Walcott, Fontaine, and Crockett. To repeat, a tornado is on the ground. Take cover now. Move to a storm shelter or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Arkansas: Clay, Craighead and Greene, and Dunklin, Missouri. The National Weather Service has issued Tornado Watch number 55, effective until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This watch includes the following county: Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Penobscot, and the following counties in Tennessee: Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, Haywood, Lake, Lauderdale, Obion, Tipton, and Weakley. Remember, a tornado watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds in and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA weather radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. This is a freeze warning for the following county: Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Penobscot, and the following counties in Tennessee: Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, Haywood, Lake, Lauderdale, Obion, Tipton, and Weakley. Wind advisory remains in effect until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze warning remains in effect from 4 a.m. to noon Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze watch remains in effect from Monday evening through Tuesday morning. What? For the wind advisory, west winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 45 miles per hour. For the freeze warning, sub-freezing temperatures as low as 16 expected. For the freeze watch, sub-freezing temperatures as low as 14 possible. Where? Portions of East Arkansas, North Mississippi, Southeast Missouri, and West Tennessee. When? For the wind advisory, until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. For the freeze warning, from 4 a.m. to noon Central Daylight Time Monday. For the freeze watch, from Monday evening through Tuesday morning. Impacts: gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Frost and freeze conditions could kill crops and other sensitive vegetation and possibly damage unprotected outdoor plumbing. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Take steps now to protect tender plants from the cold. The current time is 5:54 p.m. Central Daylight Time. The National Weather Service in Memphis has issued a tornado warning for Greene County in eastern Arkansas, northwestern Craighead County in eastern Arkansas, southern Clay County in eastern Arkansas, southwestern Dunklin County in southeastern Missouri until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 5:47 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a confirmed tornado was located over Minturn, or near Hoxie, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Hazard: damaging tornado and quarter-size hail. Source: weather spotters confirmed tornado. Impact: flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Paragould, Bonil, Rector, Sinith, Marmaduke, Crowley's Ridge State Park, Lake Frierson State Park, Oak Grove Heights, Cudwell, Hornersville, Arbord, Leith, Okean, Delaplane, Egypt, Evening Star, Beech Grove, Walcott, Fontaine, and Crockett. To repeat, a tornado is on the ground. Take cover now. Move to a storm shelter or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Arkansas: Clay, Craighead and Greene, and Dunklin, Missouri. The National Weather Service has issued Tornado Watch number 55, effective until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This watch includes the following county: Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Penobscot, and the following counties in Tennessee: Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, Haywood, Lake, Lauderdale, Obion, Tipton, and Weakley. Remember, a tornado watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including tornadoes, large hail and damaging winds, in and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA weather radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. This is a freeze warning for the following county: Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Penobscot, and the following counties in Tennessee: Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, Haywood, Lake, Lauderdale, Obion, Tipton, and Weakley. Wind advisory remains in effect until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze warning remains in effect from 4 a.m. to noon Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze watch remains in effect from Monday evening through Tuesday morning. What? For the wind advisory, west winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 45 miles per hour. For the freeze warning, sub-freezing temperatures as low as 16 expected. For the freeze watch, sub-freezing temperatures as low as 14 possible. Where? Portions of East Arkansas, North Mississippi, Southeast Missouri, and West Tennessee. When? For the wind advisory, until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. For the freeze warning, from 4 a.m. to noon Central Daylight Time Monday. For the freeze watch, from Monday evening through Tuesday morning. Impacts: gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Frost and freeze conditions could kill crops, another sensitive vegetation, and possibly damage unprotected outdoor plumbing. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Take steps now to protect tender plants from the cold. The current time is 5:58 p.m. Central Daylight Time. The National Weather Service in Memphis has issued a tornado warning for Greene County in eastern Arkansas, northwestern Craighead County in eastern Arkansas, southern Clay County in eastern Arkansas, southwestern Dunklin County in southeastern Missouri until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 5:47 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a confirmed tornado was located over Minturn, or near Hoxie, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Hazard: damaging tornado and quarter-size hail. Source: weather spotters confirmed tornado. Impact: flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Paragould, Bonnell, Rector, Sinneth, Marmaduke, Crowley's Ridge State Park, Lake Frierson State Park, Elk Grove Heights, Cudwell, Hornersville, Arbord, Leif, Okean, Delaplane, Egypt, Evening Star, Beech Grove, Walcott, Fontaine, and Crockett. To repeat, a tornado is on the ground. Take cover now. Move to a storm shelter or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Arkansas: Clay, Craighead and Greene, and Dunklin, Missouri. The National Weather Service has issued Tornado Watch number 55, effective until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This watch includes the following county: Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Penobscot, and the following counties in Tennessee: Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, Haywood, Lake, Lauderdale, Obion, Tipton, and Weakley. Remember, a tornado watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including tornadoes, large hail and damaging winds, in and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA weather radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. This is a freeze warning for the following county, Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri, Dunklin and Penobscot, and the following counties in Tennessee, Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, Haywood, Lake, Lauderdale, Obion, Tipton, and Weakley. Wind advisory remains in effect until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze warning remains in effect from 4 a.m. to noon Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze watch remains in effect from Monday evening through Tuesday morning. What? For the wind advisory, west winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 45 miles per hour. For the freeze warning, sub-freezing temperatures as low as 16 expected. For the freeze watch, sub-freezing temperatures as low as 14 possible. Where? Portions of East Arkansas, North Mississippi, Southeast Missouri, and West Tennessee. When? For the wind advisory, until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. For the freeze warning, from 4 a.m. to noon Central Daylight Time Monday. For the freeze watch, from Monday evening through Tuesday morning. Impacts: gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Frost and freeze conditions could kill crops, another sensitive vegetation, and possibly damage unprotected outdoor plumbing. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Take steps now to protect tender plants from the cold. The current time is 6:02 p.m. Central Daylight Time. The National Weather Service in Memphis has issued a tornado warning for Greene County in eastern Arkansas, northwestern Craighead County in eastern Arkansas, southern Clay County in eastern Arkansas, southwestern Dunklin County in southeastern Missouri until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 5:47 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a confirmed tornado was located over Minturn, or near Hoxie, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Hazard: damaging tornado and quarter-size hail. Source: weather spotters confirmed tornado. Impact: flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Paragould, Bonell, Rector, Sineth, Marmaduke, Crowley's Ridge State Park, Lake Frierson State Park, Oak Grove Heights, Cudwell, Hornersville, Arbord, Leith, Okean, Delaplane, Egypt, Evening Star, Beech Grove, Walcott, Fontaine, and Crockett. To repeat, a tornado is on the ground. Take cover now. Move to a storm shelter or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Arkansas: Clay, Craighead and Greene, and Dunklin, Missouri. The National Weather Service has issued Tornado Watch number 55, effective until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This watch includes the following county, Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri, Dunklin and Penobscot, and the following counties in Tennessee, Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, Haywood, Lake, Lauderdale, Obion, Tipton, and Weakley. Remember, a tornado watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including tornadoes, large hail and damaging winds, in and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA weather radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. This is NOAA weather radio station WWH 30 in Dyersburg, the voice of the National Weather Service. This is a freeze warning for the following county: Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Penobscot, and the following counties in Tennessee: Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, Haywood, Lake, Lauderdale, Obion, Tipton, and Weakley. Wind advisory remains in effect until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze warning remains in effect from 4 a.m. to noon Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze watch remains in effect from Monday evening through Tuesday morning. What for the wind advisory? The National Weather Service in Memphis has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Greene County in eastern Arkansas, Craighead County in eastern Arkansas, northern Poinsett County in eastern Arkansas, northwestern Mississippi County in eastern Arkansas, Clay County in eastern Arkansas, northwestern Penobscot County in southeastern Missouri, Dunklin County in southeastern Missouri, until 6:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 6:05 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Neillville to near Grubbs, moving east 60 miles per hour. Hazard: 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source: radar indicated. Impact: hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Jonesboro, Paragould, Kennett, Truman, Malden, Piggott, Corning, Manila, Harrisburg, Bonell, Lake City, Litchville, Campbell, Rector, Lepanto, Bay, Sineth, Brooklyn, Monette, and Caraway. Remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into the storm shelter or small central room in a sturdy structure. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. A tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time for eastern Arkansas and southeastern Missouri. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 6:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Arkansas: Clay, Craighead, Greene, Mississippi, and Poinsett, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Penobscot. This is a freeze warning for the following county: Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Penobscot, and the following counties in Tennessee: Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, Haywood, Lake, Lauderdale, Obion, Tipton, and Weakley. Wind advisory remains in effect until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze warning remains in effect from 4 a.m. to noon Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze watch remains in effect from Monday evening through Tuesday morning. What for the wind advisory? West winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 45 miles per hour. For the freeze warning, sub-freezing temperatures as low as 16 expected. For the freeze watch, sub-freezing temperatures as low as 14 possible. Where? Portions of East Arkansas, North Mississippi, Southeast Missouri, and West Tennessee. When? For the wind advisory, until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. For the freeze warning, from 4 a.m. to noon Central Daylight Time Monday. For the freeze watch, from Monday evening through Tuesday morning. Impacts: gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Frost and freeze conditions could kill crops, another sensitive vegetation, and possibly damage unprotected outdoor plumbing. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Take steps now to protect tender plants from the cold. The current time is 6:09 p.m. Central Daylight Time. The National Weather Service in Memphis has issued a tornado warning for Greene County in eastern Arkansas, northwestern Craighead County in eastern Arkansas. A tornado warning remains in effect until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Greene, northwestern Craighead, southern Clay, and southwestern Dunklin counties. At 6:09 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Oak Grove Heights, or near Paragould, moving east at 55 miles per hour. Hazard: tornado and quarter-size hail. Source: radar indicated rotation. Impact. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Paragould, Bonnell, Rector, Sineth, Marmaduke, Crowley's Ridge State Park, Lake Frierson State Park, Oak Grove Heights, Cudwell, Hornersville, Arbord, Leith, Okean, Delaplane, Egypt, Evening Star, Beech Grove, Walcott, Fontaine, and Crockett. Take cover now. Move to a storm shelter or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning remains in effect until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Arkansas: Clay, Craighead and Greene, and Dunklin, Missouri. A tornado warning remains in effect until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Greene, northwestern Craighead, southern Clay, and southwestern Dunklin counties. At 6:09 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Oak Grove Heights, or near Paragould, moving east at 55 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado and quarter-size hail. Source, radar-indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Paragould, Bonnell, Rector, Sineth, Marmaduke, Crowley's Ridge State Park, Lake Frierson State Park, Oak Grove Heights, Cudwell, Hornersville, Arbord, Leith, Okean, Delaplane, Egypt, Evening Star, Beech Grove, Walcott, Fontaine, and Crockett. Take cover now. Move to a storm shelter or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning remains in effect until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Arkansas: Clay, Craighead and Greene, and Dunklin, Missouri. The National Weather Service has issued Tornado Watch number 55, effective until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This watch includes the following county: Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Pemiscot, and the following counties in Tennessee: Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, Haywood, Lake, Lauderdale, Obion, Tipton, and Weakley. Remember, a tornado watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds in and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA weather radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. This is a freeze warning for the following county: Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Pemiscot, and the following counties in Tennessee: Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, Haywood, Lake, Lauderdale, Obion, Tipton, and Weakley. Wind advisory remains in effect until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze warning remains in effect from 4 a.m. to noon Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze watch remains in effect from Monday evening through Tuesday morning. What? For the wind advisory, west winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 45 miles per hour. For the freeze warning, sub-freezing temperatures as low as 16 expected. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 6:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Greene, Craighead, northern Poinsett, northwestern Mississippi, Clay, northwestern Pemiscot, and Dunklin counties. At 6:14 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Neillville to Weiner, moving east at 60 miles per hour. Hazard, 70 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect considerable tree damage. Wind damage is also likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Locations impacted include Jonesboro, Paragould, Kennett, Truman, Malden, Piggott, Corning, Manila, Harrisburg, Bono, Lake City, Litchville, Campbell, Rector, Lepanto, Bay, Sineth, Brooklyn, Monette, and Caraway. A tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time for eastern Arkansas and southeastern Missouri. Remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into the storm shelter or small central room in a sturdy structure. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 6:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Arkansas: Clay, Craighead, Greene, Mississippi, and Poinsett, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Penobscot. This is a freeze warning for the following county: Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Penobscot, and the following counties in Tennessee: Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, Haywood, Lake, Lauderdale, Obion, Tipton, and Weakley. Wind advisory remains in effect until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze warning remains in effect from 4 a.m. to noon Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze watch remains in effect from Monday evening through Tuesday morning. What? For the wind advisory, west winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 45 miles per hour. For the freeze warning, sub-freezing temperatures as low as 16 expected. For the freeze watch, sub-freezing temperatures as low as 14 possible. Where? Portions of East Arkansas, North Mississippi, Southeast Missouri, and West Tennessee. When? For the wind advisory, until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. For the freeze warning, from 4 a.m. to noon Central Daylight Time Monday. For the freeze watch, from Monday evening through Tuesday morning. Impacts: gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Frost and freeze conditions could kill crops and other sensitive vegetation and possibly damage unprotected outdoor plumbing. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Take steps now to protect tender plants from the cold. The current time is 6:17 p.m. Central Daylight Time. A tornado warning remains in effect until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Greene, northwestern Craighead, southern Clay, and southwestern Dunklin counties. At 6:09 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Oak Grove Heights, or near Paragould, moving east at 55 miles per hour. Hazard: tornado and quarter-size hail. Source: radar indicated rotation. Impact: flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Paragould, Bono, Rector, Sineth, Marmaduke, Crowley's Ridge State Park, Lake Frierson State Park, Oak Grove Heights, Cudwell, Hornersville, Arbord, Leith, Okean, Delaplane, Egypt, Evening Star, Beech Grove, Walcott, Fontaine, and Crockett. Take cover now. Move to a storm shelter or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning remains in effect until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for northeastern Greene, southern Clay, and south central Dunklin counties. At 6:18 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Marmaduke, moving east at 70 miles per hour. Hazard: tornado and quarter-size hail. Source: radar indicated rotation. Impact: flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Paragould, Rector, Marmaduke, Oak Grove Heights, Leith, Beech Grove, Crockett, Pred, Hargrave Corner, Hoigner, Stonewall, Cottonbelt, Fritz, Mounds, Gainesville, Halliday, Knob, Leonard, and Knoxburn. Take cover now. Move to a storm shelter or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning remains in effect until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties: in Arkansas, Clay and Greene, and Dunklin, Missouri. The current time is 6:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 6:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Greene, Craighead, Northern Poinsett, Northwestern Mississippi, Clay, Northwestern Pemiscot, and Dunklin counties. At 6:14 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Neillville to Weiner, moving east at 60 miles per hour. Hazard, 70 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect considerable tree damage. Wind damage is also likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Locations impacted include Jonesboro, Paragould, Kennett, Truman, Malden, Piggott, Corning, Manila, Harrisburg, Brownell, Lake City, Litchville, The National Weather Service in Memphis has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for St. Francis County in eastern Arkansas, Poinsett County in eastern Arkansas, southwestern Mississippi County in eastern Arkansas, western Crittenden County in eastern Arkansas, Cross County in eastern Arkansas, until 7:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 6:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Waldenburg to near Fredonia, moving east at 70 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Forest City, Wynn, Marktree, Earl, Harrisburg, Lepanto, Hughes, Parkin, Madison, Tyrenza, Palestine, Village Creek State Park, Cherry Valley, Caldwell, Crawfordsville, Dias, Colt, Wheatley, Webner, and Hickory Ridge. This includes the following highways: Interstate 40 in Arkansas between mile markers 219 and 269. Interstate 55 in Arkansas between mile markers 19 and 29. Remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into the storm shelter or small central room in a sturdy structure. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. A tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time for eastern Arkansas. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 7:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties: in Arkansas, Crittenden, Cross, Mississippi, Poinsett, and St. Francis. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 6:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Greene, Craighead, Northern Poinsett, Northwestern Mississippi, Clay, Northwestern Pemiscot, and Dunklin counties. At 6:21 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 6 miles southwest of Tulin to near Weiner, moving east at 60 miles per hour. These are destructive storms for Jonesboro and Brooklyn. Hazard, 80 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be heavily damaged. Expect considerable damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles. Extensive tree damage and power outages are likely. Locations impacted include Jonesboro, Paragould, Kennett, Truman, Malden, Piggott, Corning, Manila, Harrisburg, Brownell, Lake City, Litchville, Campbell, Rector, Lepanto, Bay, Tineth, Brookland, Monette, and Caraway. A tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time for eastern Arkansas and southeastern Missouri. Remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into the storm shelter or small central room in a sturdy structure. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 6:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties: in Arkansas, Clay, Craighead, Greene, Mississippi, and Poinsett, and the following counties: in Missouri, Dunklin and Penobscot. The National Weather Service in Memphis has issued a tornado warning for southeastern Greene County in eastern Arkansas, northeastern Craighead County in eastern Arkansas, northwestern Mississippi County in eastern Arkansas, southwestern Penobscot County in southeastern Missouri, southern Dunklin County in southeastern Missouri, until 7:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 6:23 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Brookland, moving east at 60 miles per hour. Hazard: tornado and quarter-size hail. Source: radar indicated rotation. Impact: flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Jonesboro, Paragould, Blytheville, Kennett, Gosnell, Manila, Steele, Lake City, Litchville, Tineth, Brookland, Monette, Cardwell, Hornersville, Arbord, Cooter, Deering, Black Oak, Holland, and Joliet Store. This includes the following highways: Interstate 55 in Arkansas between mile markers 69 and 72. Interstate 55 in Missouri between mile markers 1 and 8. Take cover now. Move to a storm shelter or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 7:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties: in Arkansas, Craighead, Greene, and Mississippi, and the following counties: in Missouri, Dunklin and Penobscot. The National Weather Service in Memphis has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for St. Francis County in eastern Arkansas, Poinsett County in eastern Arkansas, southwestern Mississippi County in eastern Arkansas, western Crittenden County in eastern Arkansas, Cross County in eastern Arkansas, until 7:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 6:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Waldenburg to near Fredonia, moving east at 70 miles per hour. Hazard: 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source: radar indicated. Impact: hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Forest City, Wynn, Marktree, Earl, Harrisburg, Lepanto, Hughes, Parkin, Madison, Tyrenza, Palestine, Village Creek State Park, Cherry Valley, Caldwell, Crawfordsville, Dias, Colt, Wheatley, Wabner, and Hickory Ridge. This includes the following highways: Interstate 40 in Arkansas between mile markers 219 and 269. Interstate 55 in Arkansas between mile markers 19 and 29. Remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into the storm shelter or small central room in a sturdy structure. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. A tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time for eastern Arkansas. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 7:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties: in Arkansas, Crittenden, Cross, Mississippi, Poinsett, and St. Francis. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 6:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Greene, Craighead, northern Poinsett, northwestern Mississippi, Clay, northwestern Penobscot, and Dunklin counties. At 6:21 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 6 miles southwest of Coolin to near Weiner, moving east at 60 miles per hour. These are The National Weather Service in Memphis has issued a tornado warning for eastern Clay County in eastern Arkansas, northwestern Pemiscot County in southeastern Missouri, northeastern Dunklin County in southeastern Missouri until 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 6:29 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Greenway or near Piggott, moving east at 60 miles per hour. Hazard: tornado and quarter-size hail. Source: radar indicated rotation. Impact: flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Kennett, Piggott, Campbell, Rector, Chalk Bluff Natural Area, Malden, Holcomb, Wardell, St. Francis, Pollard, Greenway, St. Francis, Nimmons, Lorene, West Kennett, Leonard, Bell City, Pred, Hargrave Corner, and Caryville. This includes Interstate 55 in Missouri near mile marker 30. Take cover now. Move to a storm shelter or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following county: Clay, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Pemiscot. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 6:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Green, Craighead, northern Poinsett, northwestern Mississippi, Clay, northwestern Pemiscot, and Dunklin counties. At 6:21 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 6 miles southwest of Coolin to near Weiner, moving east at 60 miles per hour. These are destructive storms for Jonesboro and Brooklyn. Hazard: 80 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source: radar indicated. Impact: flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be heavily damaged. Expect considerable damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles. Extensive tree damage and power outages are likely. Locations impacted include Jonesboro, Paragould, Kennett, Truman, Malden, Piggott, Corning, Manila, Harrisburg, Bono, Lake City, Litchville, Campbell, Rector, Lepanto, Bay, Sineth, Brooklyn, Monette, and Caraway. A tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time for eastern Arkansas and southeastern Missouri. Remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into the storm shelter or small central room in a sturdy structure. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 6:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Arkansas: Clay, Craighead, Greene, Mississippi, and Poinsett, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Pemiscot. The National Weather Service has issued Tornado Watch number 55, effective until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This watch includes the following county: Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Pemiscot, and the following counties in Tennessee: Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, Haywood, Lake, Lauderdale, Obion, Tipton, and Weakley. Remember, a tornado watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds in and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA weather radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. This is a freeze warning for the following county: Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Pemiscot, and the following counties in Tennessee: Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, Haywood, Lake, Lauderdale, Obion, Tipton, and Weakley. Wind advisory remains in effect until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze warning remains in effect from 4 a.m. to noon Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze watch remains in effect from Monday evening through Tuesday morning. What? For the wind advisory: west winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 45 miles per hour. For the freeze warning, sub-freezing temperatures as low as 16 expected. For the freeze watch, sub-freezing temperatures as low as 14 possible. Where? Portions of East Arkansas, North Mississippi, Southeast Missouri, and West Tennessee. When? For the wind advisory, until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. For the freeze warning, from 4 a.m. to a tornado warning remains in effect until 7:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for southeastern Greene, northeastern Craighead, northwestern Mississippi, southwestern Pemiscot, and southern Dunklin counties. At 6:35 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Monette, moving east at 60 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Blytheville, Kennett, Gosnell, Manila, Steele, Lake City, Litchville, Sineth, Monette, Cardwell, Hornersville, Arbord, Cooter, Deering, Black Oak, Holland, Joliet Store, Guilford, Calumet, and Carmi. This includes the following highways: Interstate 55 in Arkansas between mile markers 69 and 72. Interstate 55 in Missouri between mile markers 1 and 8. Take cover now. Move to a storm shelter or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning remains in effect until 7:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties: in Arkansas, Craighead, Greene, and Mississippi, and the following counties: in Missouri, Dunklin and Pemiscot. This is a freeze warning for the following county: Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties: in Missouri, Dunklin and Pemiscot, and the following counties: in Tennessee, Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, Haywood, Lake, Lauderdale, Obion, Tipton, and Weakley. Wind advisory remains in effect until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze warning remains in effect from 4 a.m. to noon Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze watch remains in effect from Monday evening through Tuesday morning. What? For the wind advisory, west winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 45 miles per hour. For the freeze warning, sub-freezing temperatures as low as 16 expected. For the freeze watch, sub-freezing temperatures as low as 14 possible. Where? Portions of East Arkansas, North Mississippi, Southeast Missouri, and West Tennessee. When? For the wind advisory, until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. For the freeze warning, from 4 a.m. to noon Central Daylight Time Monday. For the freeze watch, from Monday evening through Tuesday morning. Impacts: gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Frost and freeze conditions could kill crops, another sensitive vegetation, and possibly damage unprotected outdoor plumbing. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Take steps now to protect tender plants from the cold. This is NOAA Weather Radio Station WWH 30 in Dyersburg, the voice of the National Weather Service. The current time is 6:39 p.m. Central Daylight Time. The National Weather Service in Memphis has issued a tornado warning for eastern Clay County in eastern Arkansas, northwestern Pemiscot County in southeastern Missouri, northeastern Dunklin County in southeastern Missouri, until 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 6:29 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Greenway, or near Piggott, moving east at 60 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Kennett, Piggott, Campbell, Rector, Chalk Bluff Natural Area, Malden, Holcomb, Wardell, St. Francis, Pollard, Greenway, St. Francis, Nimmons, Lorene, West Kennett, Leonard, Bell City, Pred, Hargrave Corner, and Caryville. This includes Interstate 55 in Missouri near mile marker 30. Take cover now. Move to a storm shelter or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following county: Clay, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Penobscot. The National Weather Service in Memphis has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for St. Francis County in eastern Arkansas, Poinsett County in eastern Arkansas, southwestern Mississippi County in eastern Arkansas, western Crittenden County in eastern Arkansas, Cross County in eastern Arkansas, until 7:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 6:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Waldenburg to near Fredonia, moving east at 70 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Forest City, Wynn, Marktree, Earl, Harrisburg, Lepanto, Hughes, Parkin, Madison, Tyrenza, Palestine, Village Creek State Park, Cherry Valley, Caldwell, Crawfordsville, Dias, Colt, Wheatley, Webner, and Hickory Ridge. This includes the following highways: Interstate 40 in Arkansas between mile markers 219 and 269. Interstate 55 in Arkansas between mile markers 19 and 29. Remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into the storm shelter or small central room in a sturdy structure. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. A tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time for eastern Arkansas. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 7:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Arkansas: Crittenden, Cross, Mississippi, Poinsett, and St. Francis. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 6:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Green, Craighead, Northern Poinsett, Northwestern Mississippi, Clay. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 7:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for St. Francis, Poinsett, Southwestern Mississippi, Western Crittenden, and Cross counties. At 6:42 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Harrisburg to Wheatley, moving east at 50 miles per hour. Hazard, 70 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect considerable tree damage. Wind damage is also likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Locations impacted include Forest City, Wynn, Marktree, Earl, Harrisburg, Lepanto, Hughes, Parkin, Madison, Tyrenza, Palestine, Village Creek State Park, Cherry Valley, Caldwell, Crawfordsville, Dias, Colt, Wheatley, Webner, and Hickory Ridge. This includes the following highways: Interstate 40 in Arkansas between mile markers 219 and 269. Interstate 55 in Arkansas between mile markers 19 and 29. A tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time for eastern Arkansas. Remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into the storm shelter or small central room in a sturdy structure. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 7:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Arkansas: Crittenden, Cross, Mississippi, Poinsett, and St. Francis. The National Weather Service in Memphis has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Greene County in eastern Arkansas, eastern Craighead County in eastern Arkansas, northeastern Poinsett County in eastern Arkansas, Mississippi County in eastern Arkansas, eastern Clay County in eastern Arkansas, Pemiscot County in southeastern Missouri, Dunklin County in southeastern Missouri, Tipton County in West Tennessee, western Dyer County in West Tennessee, western Lauderdale County in West Tennessee, Lake County in West Tennessee, until 7:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 6:40 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Malden to 6 miles northwest of Marktree, moving east at 60 miles per hour. Hazard, 70 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect considerable tree damage. Wind damage is also likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Locations impacted include Blytheville, Kennett, Osceola, Truman, Caruthersville, Malden, Piggott, Gosnell, Manila, Hayti, Marktree, Steele, Lake City, Litchville, Campbell, Lepanto, Sineth, Monette, Caraway, and Lexora. This includes the following highways: Interstate 55 in Arkansas between mile markers 35 and 38, and between mile markers 42 and 72. Interstate 55 in Missouri between mile markers 1 and 28. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. A tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time for eastern Arkansas, southeastern Missouri, and west Tennessee. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 7:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Arkansas: Clay, Craighead, Greene, Mississippi, and Poinsett, and the following counties: the severe thunderstorm warning for Tipton County is canceled. The storms which prompted the warning have moved out of the warned area. Therefore, the warning has been canceled. A tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time for eastern Arkansas, southeastern Missouri, and west Tennessee. The severe thunderstorm a tornado warning remains in effect until 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time for southeastern Clay, northwestern Pemiscot, and northeastern Dunklin counties. At 6:47 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Gideon, or 9 miles southeast of Campbell, moving east at 60 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Kennett, Campbell, Malden, Holcomb, Wardell, Nimmons, Bell City, Caryville, Holly Island, Rhine, Lorraine, North Wardell, West Kennett, White Oak, Homestown, Ipley, Providence, Morris State Park, Baird, and Frisbee. This includes Interstate 55 in Missouri near mile marker 30. Take cover now. Move to a storm shelter or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning remains in effect until 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following county: Clay, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Pemiscot. A tornado warning remains in effect until 7:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for northwestern Mississippi, southwestern Pemiscot, and southeastern Dunklin counties. At 6:48 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Hornersville, or near Sineth, moving east at 60 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Blytheville, Kennett, Gosnell, Manila, Steele, Sineth, Hornersville, Cooter, Deering, Holland, Calumet, Buckeye, West Kennett, Woodland Corner, Poween, Nolan, Poplar Corner, Stark City, Number 9, Ed Yarborough. This includes the following highways: Interstate 55 in Arkansas between mile markers 69 and 72. Interstate 55 in Missouri between mile markers 1 and 8. Take cover now. Move to a storm shelter or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning remains in effect until 7:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following county: Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties: in Missouri, Dunklin and Pemiscot. The severe thunderstorm warning for Tipton County is canceled. The storms which prompted the warning have moved out of the warned area. Therefore, the warning has been canceled. A tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time for eastern Arkansas, southeastern Missouri, and west Tennessee. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 7:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for southeastern Greene, eastern Craighead, northeastern Poinsett, Mississippi, eastern Clay, Pemiscot, Dunklin, western Dyer, northwestern Lauderdale, and Lake counties. At 6:43 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Malden to near Marktree, moving east at 60 miles per hour. Hazard, 70 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect considerable tree damage. Wind damage is also likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Locations impacted include Blytheville, Kennett, Osceola, Truman, Caruthersville, Malden, Piggott, Gosnell, Manila, Hayti, Marktree, Steele, Lake City, Litchville, Campbell, Lepanto, Sineth, Monette, Caraway, and Lexora. This includes the following highways: Interstate 55 in Arkansas between mile markers 35 and 38, and between mile markers 42 and 72. Interstate 55 in Missouri between mile markers 1 and 28. A tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time for eastern Arkansas, southeastern Missouri, and west Tennessee. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 7:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties: in Arkansas, Clay, Craighead, Greene, Mississippi, and Poinsett, and the following counties: in Tennessee, Dyer, Lake, and Lauderdale, and the following counties: in Missouri, Dunklin and Pemiscot. A tornado warning remains in effect until 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time for southeastern Clay, northwestern Pemiscot, and northeastern Dunklin counties. At 6:47 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Gideon, or 9 miles southeast of Campbell, moving east at 60 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Kennett, Campbell, Malden, Holcomb, Wardell, Nimmons, Bell City, Caryville, Holly Island, Rhine, Lorraine, North Wardell, West Kennett, White Oak, Homestown, Ipley, Providence, Morris State Park, Baird, and Frisbee. This includes Interstate 55 in Missouri near mile marker 30. Take cover now. Move to a storm shelter or an interior room on the lowest. The National Weather Service in Memphis has issued a tornado warning for northern Mississippi County in eastern Arkansas, south central Pemiscot County in southeastern Missouri, southwestern Dyer County in west Tennessee, northeastern Lauderdale County in west Tennessee, until 7:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 6:53 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Dell, or near Manila, moving east at 55 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Dyersburg, Blytheville, Gosnell, Manila, Halls, Dell, Burdett, Bradleytown, Eloise, Unionville, Little River, Itala, Victoria, Dearman, Edith, Lenny, O'Donnell Bend, Tomato, Poplar Grove, and Roseland. This includes Interstate 55 in Arkansas between mile markers 54 and 72. Take cover now. Move to a storm shelter or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 7:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following county: Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties in Tennessee: Dyer and Lauderdale, and Penobscot, Missouri. A tornado warning remains in effect until 7:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for northwestern Mississippi, southwestern Penobscot, and southeastern Dunklin counties. At 6:48 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Hornersville, or near Sinneth, moving east at 60 miles per hour. Hazard: tornado and quarter-size hail. Source: radar indicated rotation. Impact: flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Blytheville, Kennett, Gosnell, Manila, Steele, Sinneth, Hornersville, Cooter, Deering, Holland, Calumet, Buckeye, West Kennett, Woodland Corner, Pauline, Nolan, Poplar Corner, Stark City, Number 9, and Yarborough. This includes the following highways: Interstate 55 in Arkansas between mile markers 69 and 72. Interstate 55 in Missouri between mile markers 1 and 8. Take cover now. Move to a storm shelter or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Repeating, a tornado warning remains in effect until 7:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following county: Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Penobscot. The National Weather Service has issued Tornado Watch number 55, effective until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This watch includes the following county: Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Penobscot, and the following counties in Tennessee: Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, Haywood, Lake, Lauderdale, Obion, Tipton, and Weakley. Remember, a tornado watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds in and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA weather radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. This is a freeze warning for the following county: Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Penobscot, and the following counties in Tennessee: Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, Haywood, Lake, Lauderdale, Obion, Tipton, and Weakley.
let's just get right down to it. Here we go. Lots of warnings we do need to talk about here, and if we haven't hit our IDs, WCMT Martin, WCMT FM South Fulton Martin, WCDZ Dresden, KYTN Union City, WQAK Union City, so there we've hit it there. Now, let's address some of the problems here. Lots of tornado warnings across the area, and I say lots of them. There's some north, there's some south, and they're all to the east along the Mississippi River right now. Let's bring you up to date on what we have. And at the same time, you can go to Thunderbolt Radio's Facebook page and you can watch along with us, okay? You can do that, Thunderbolt Radio Facebook page. And as you will be seeing here in just a moment, quite a bit of activity over here in East Arkansas, moving across the river right now. National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning here, and this goes until 7:45 tonight. From Mississippi County, Arkansas, Pemiscot County, Dyer County, and Lauderdale County at 6:53. So this is about roughly 10 minutes ago. They haven't updated it yet. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was near Dell or near Manila, moving east at 55 miles per hour. This thing is approaching the Mississippi River right now. That's going to put it at Blytheville and also just to the north of Burdett here in just a little bit. This tornado warning goes until 7:45. Tornado and quarter-size hail this evening, and this was indicated by radar. Now, the second tornado warning that is in effect until, that's going to go for until 7:15. It's 6:48. This information is a little bit old, too. They haven't updated this. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located over Hornersville near Seneth, moving east at 60 miles per hour. Radar indicates tornado and quarter-size hail. This is all along the Mississippi River as it's about to move through Steele and Caruthersville. And you're wondering, why are you reading all of these warnings? Well, this is about to cross into West Tennessee here, northwest Tennessee. And when that happens, that's when we get on here and we start talking about these things. The tornado warnings continue again. This is going until 7:45. And the folks in Dyer County are saying, well, there's just a little light rain where I am, or maybe it's not. And even the same thing as far as that goes into Lake County. All of this stuff is right here to our west, moving into the area. Also, another tornado warning, and they've even updated this language just about a minute ago. This is for Fulton County, New Madrid County, and Stoddard counties. A severe squall line capable of producing both tornadoes and extensive straight-line wind damage was located near Risco or near Lilburn, moving east at 55 miles per hour. Tornado indicated by radar. Okay? So there's that. Yes, tornado indicated by radar, and everybody needs to be in your tornado shelters if you're out and about this evening. Now, with all of this going on, that makes 3 tornado warnings that are active in the KenTenn area this evening. Again, we'll give you the update here. Tornado warning goes until, until 7:30. This is for Fulton County, Kentucky. So to the western edge of Fulton County, Kentucky, also New Madrid County, and southeastern Stoddard counties. Now, as we were looking here, too, there is another tornado warning. These are the ones in eastern Arkansas and in the Boot Heel. Tornado warning continues until 7:15 for Pemiscot County and Mississippi County and Dunklin counties. A thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was over Hornersville near Seneth, moving east at 60 miles per hour. This is really hard to get a grip on all of this stuff. It's one continuous line of stuff going on here. A lot of these areas do have severe thunderstorm warnings out here as well. Severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Parma to near Dias, that's Arkansas, moving east at 65 miles per hour. This is severe thunderstorm warning for Lake County, Dyer County, Lauderdale County, all of the counties. That would be Mississippi County, Arkansas, Dunklin, and Pemiscot. All kinds of rotation on the radar, too. If you're sitting here watching this at Thunderbolt Radio's Facebook page, that's where we are streaming this evening. You can see quite a bit. We're going to have to switch the radar picture here back over to Paducah, I believe, so we can get a better shot of this thing. So all of this is crossing the Mississippi River here in just a matter of moments. A lot of this tornadic thunderstorm activity that they're talking about is embedded with this line of thunderstorms. They were talking about this with all the things that they were forecasting the last couple of days or so. The only major things in West Tennessee right now, aside from this line about to move across the river, is just a heavy thunderstorm in Weakley County north of Dresden, about between Dresden and Como, and out in that area of Palmersville, not in this area right now. Tornado warnings do continue, so you do need to be on alert and be able to get in a shelter somewhere safe here in the next little bit. We're talking about very gusty straight line winds. Let me go through the warnings one more time here. It's 7:07. Tornado warning continues until 7:30 for Fulton County, Kentucky, New Madrid, and Stoddard counties. Of course, that's just across the river here, too. These are moving east at 55 miles per hour. That warning was just updated just a little bit ago. Now let's take a look at this other line over here. They have some older information. We'll just go ahead and give this to you. Tornado warning is in effect until about 7:45 this evening, and this is for Dyer County and the northern part of Lauderdale County, I do believe. This has just been updated too. It's 7:05. Just 2 minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is over Blytheville, moving east at 55 miles per hour. Tornado and quarter-size hail indicated by radar. Okay, and they continue to say the flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Get in a substantial shelter too. We've had these sustained 20-plus mile-an-hour winds all day, stuff blowing around all over the place. This is still nothing to fool around with either. Severe thunderstorm warnings continue, and we're going to continue on these two because of the dangers that's involved with this, with all of the straight line winds and as some of the language the National Weather Service in Paducah said, a severe squall line moving through the area. And essentially that's what this is, and a lot of embedded rotation in this as well. I'm going to try to go back to Memphis for just a second here, and I mean, you see some tornado signatures along this line that's moving into West Tennessee. If you want to put the line, we'll just go down through here. Caruthersville, if you draw basically Interstate 55, if you go from Marston down to Caruthersville and Hayti, Cottonwood Point, Steele, down to Blytheville. Again, we just said that tornado warning. Just mentioned a few minutes ago that the tornado was over Blytheville. That's Armorel and the Tomato community, Burdett. You're part of this storm just to the south of it, just to the south of the polygon anyway. But if you're in Mississippi County, you do need to be in your storm shelter. All the folks down and around in northeast Arkansas there. Now, as far as keeping up to date on these tornado warnings, we still have a little bit not too old information. Some of it is, especially that one in the Boot Hill. The most current thing that we have, this is the storm that's moving across from Blytheville. This is going to go across in Armorel and all these northeast Arkansas communities here. This is going to put you in South Dyer County here in just a matter of a few minutes here. It is moving, off to the north and east at 55 miles an hour. I believe that's correct. So that's what you're looking at. That's what you're currently looking at right there on the radar. Again, if you're following along with us, thank you for that. We're on the Thunderbolt Radio Facebook page. That's where we're streaming live, as well as some other places as well. But if you want to follow along with us while you're in the basement or wherever you might be this evening, that's what we're talking about, the Thunderbolt Radio Facebook page. Tornado warning continues, as you can see right here, the flashing polygons on the screen as we switch over here to, this is Weather 1, and some really intense rain right here, pushing the top of the scale anyway. And we do tend to take a look at these hail cores as well. Let me do this here just a second. We're going to take a look at this here for just a second. Looks like we're getting some new information here. Give us just a second to get updated on this. It's these tornado warnings are coming in here. Maybe some updated information. Hang on just a second here. This is Thunderbolt Radio. We're covering all of these severe storms moving across the river this evening. Hang with us just a second. 7:11 at Thunderbolt Radio. You're listening online at thunderboltradio.com and watching along, listening on the Facebook page as well. And if you're watching along and listening, you're looking at all of this stuff, wondering what is all of this stuff? It's a mess. Well, right now, what's on the screen that you can see is going to be these hail cores that we were talking about just a few minutes ago, with the largest of the hail core being over Wardell community and Bragg City, Braggadocio, and also Pascola, these communities right here. So moving into Hayti, and this will be pushing just to the north of Caruthersville, and that's going to put you out here, Wardell and Holmestown, Tiptonville, and Windberg. You're in the line of this activity as well. So let's go back over to our velocities and see where things are lighting up here on the radar. That will give you a little bit better information. You see this line pushing in. You see these all of this red blowing away from the radar. That's where the storm's taking the air in, and then, of course, the green is pushing it back out. These are the straight line winds that we've been talking about. A lot of lightning strikes, too, as you see. Even with just a little thunderstorm that was moving through Weakley County just a few minutes ago, producing all kinds of lightning and all kinds of thunder, and you thought, well, the main part of the storm was here. No, this is just the front end of it, the leading part of it. So that's just a little bit that's going on. Like I said, that really the only majorly active thing as far as we'll have a new warning coming in here about something. I'm not entirely sure just yet. It looks like a tornado warning. We're going to get that information updated here on the emergency alerts in a minute when all of this falls into place here. What we can tell you here, this is 7:05. That was when the last warning was put out here, about 7:03 this evening, excuse me. But information was updated not too long after that. Let me tell you what's going on here. That one for Dyer County. I got a phone call a few minutes ago, too. Well, I'm in Churchton, I'm in Trimble, I'm in Newbern, and I don't have a tornado warning. It's not going off on my phone. Well, the problem is that they've only drawn the polygon to about the city limits of Dyersburg, so on the west side. So if you're anywhere, draw a line from Blytheville to the city limits of Dyersburg, that covers basically Unionville and Findlay, and it even covers Lenox. Maybe even parts of Bogota might not even be in this, but be on alert. All of this is actually coming to you, even though they did not include the entire county in the polygon. Dyer County is still under a tornado warning, and you need to take that under consideration as this storm is moving across. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 tornado signatures on the radar as part of this line of thunderstorms that's moving through, and it is all moving off to the north and the east. I believe they set it about a clip of 60 miles per hour for that one there. 55, it's still going to be, highway traveling speed anyway. So that's what we're looking at right here. Now, just 2 tornado warnings exist on the radar at this moment. And we're looking at Memphis radar here. Let's switch back over to Paducah, where we need to be here. I can tell you that in southern Illinois, you have Marion is under the tornado warning right now for them. It just moved through Cape not too long ago. We have severe thunderstorm warnings out, some rough stuff coming through Sykeston. New Madrid they were just under a severe thunderstorm warning and a tornado warning, as well as the western part of Fulton County, Kentucky. But that warning has since dropped, and another warning has since dropped, and that is going to be the one that was over. That was one over Caruthersville, and Hayti in that area there. They dropped that part, but a tornado warning still exists. Don't let your guard down here. This tornado warning goes until 7:45 this afternoon, or this evening, I should say, for these communities here: Dyersburg, Blytheville, Gosnell, Bradleytown, Eloise, Unionville, Lenox, Ayers, Paw Paw Ridge, Porter Gap, Barfield, Folks, Burton, Tigertail, South Fork, Poplar Grove, Middle City, and they just dropped that one before I could even get the rest of them out of there. They took it away from me. So now we're left with severe thunderstorm warnings all the way up and down the every county in West Tennessee along the Mississippi River is under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. Well, with that information, I can tell you we have 1-inch size hail as part of this line of thunderstorms, and that's going to be over Wardell. Now it's going to be to the east of Wardell, and that's going to be on the way to Tiptonville. So if you're in Lake County, if you are in western Dyer County, that would include folks that's, in Bogota and Unionville and folks and all the folks out near the river there. All of this is severe thunderstorm territory here. And that was just updated about 5 minutes ago. This information that we're looking here, 70-mile-per-hour wind gust, quarter-size hail. So we're still looking at a straight-line wind threats, regardless of all of this. And now a new severe thunderstorm warning, it just popped up for every county along the Mississippi River in the Boot Hill of Missouri and in far western Kentucky, Ballard, Carlisle, Hickman, and Fulton counties. I'll go ahead and give you the brief on this one. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That's what we're talking about. That's what is indicated by radar here. And this is all severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's see here. There is a tag attached to this. It says, remain alert for a possible tornado. And that's always a little bit of a concern when we're looking at these things, when they start tagging these severe thunderstorm warnings with they call it the tornado tag. So what it's saying is that any of these thunderstorms, they're still spinning, and a tornado could drop out of them. That's what they're talking about here. Be on the lookout for a possible tornado. That's what they're talking about when you see that in the warnings. Okay. Again, severe thunderstorm warnings, Ballard, Carlisle, Hickman, and Fulton counties. And it's Sunday night. We don't have a lot going on here. Let's just stick with this for a little bit. Okay. What we do need to talk about these things is straight line winds. Of course, I've been telling you to tie down your trash cans and everything loose outside. And of course, I've been telling you wrap your pipes so you don't know what to do if it's going to be cold weather today or tornadoes tomorrow. But at any rate, this stuff is moving very, very fast. And 55 miles per hour, you think, oh, that's not too fast. Actually, it's sitting on the Mississippi River right this minute. If you're watching online, you just saw this stuff update just a second ago. Let's see if we can, if anything is going on. Okay, there is a tornado warning for Cairo, La Center, and north of Bardwell and Charleston, Missouri, right there at all of the state lines at the Ohio River. So that's just to the north of us for folks who's listening up there. Severe thunderstorm warnings continue all the way from Memphis all the way to Cairo, basically. That's a big, long line of thunderstorms from the Weather Service in Memphis and Paducah. I'm going to go ahead and switch to Weather 1 once again over here and see if any of the cameras are doing up at Lake County. I'm not entirely sure where the direction that they're looking. The things don't necessarily show us a whole lot as far as that goes. I'm going to have to back out of that just a hair because it's doing a thing. There's some pretty low clouds up there. Of course, the cloud base has been pretty low, and with the cloud base being as low as it is, those tornadoes can drop with it being as low. I know we've been looking at the forecast and all the photographs and things like that. Everything has come together. It's been a very potent atmosphere for this afternoon and heading into the night, fueling these thunderstorms. It is linear, so we're not looking at these supercells that's out and ahead of the main line. There really hadn't been anything in the way of supercells this evening. There are some cells that have been popping up that have been causing some concern, but they really hadn't gotten going very good. Now they have. If you're watching the radar over there, and of course I mentioned one just about 10 minutes ago. I said, yeah, the thunderstorms had moved through Dresden not too long ago. There's some rumbles of thunder. Well, now they're trying to organize. This is out ahead of the main line of thunderstorms you see right here. That's what we were looking at a while ago. Here's what's coming at us again for those of you who heard the rumbles of thunder earlier. So, severe thunder. Oh, now we have a new tornado warning. Let's hit this one. This is going to be, let's get back over to Weather 2 for a second, and we'll get you brought up to date on this, okay? And the Weather Service will pick this up here in just a second. I can't get it on that one, but I can on this one. All right, National Weather Service in Paducah has issued a tornado warning for Fulton, Carlisle, Hickman, southern Mississippi County, and eastern New Madrid County. This goes until 8:15, new tornado warning. At 7:20, 2 minutes ago, severe thunderstorms capable of producing tornadoes and extensive straight-line wind damage were located along a line extending from Minor to near Tiptonville, moving east at 40 miles per hour. Don't like them slowing down. We don't like this stuff slowing down. So, folks, get in your shelter. This is not just a precaution. This is a get in your shelter situation here. Storms will be near East Prairie, New Madrid, Hunter, Dawson State Historic Site, and Farrenburg around 7:25. Anniston around 7:30. Big Oak Tree State Park, 735. Hickman, the other state historic site, I cannot pronounce that one. It's Toosagi, I think, and Durena around 740. Sorry about that, folks, up in Hickman. Bardwell and Casey at 755, and Clinton at 8 o'clock. That's what happens. Your eyes get a little crossed up trying to read this stuff, and that's okay. It's our job to pass it along to you. I'm trying my best. Other locations impacted by these tornadic storms include Bondurant, Columbus, Water Valley, and Arlington. This includes Interstate 69 in Kentucky between mile markers 1 and 8, and Interstate 55 between mile markers 40 and 63. This is a tornado warning for Fulton, Carlisle, Hickman, Southern Mississippi County, and that's in southeast Missouri, and eastern New Madrid County. This tornado warning goes until 8:15. The other tornado warning continues up around Charleston, Cairo, and La Center. Let's get back over to this is Weather 2 we're looking at here, and we'll bring this up. That tornado warning was issued about 4 minutes ago. Severe thunderstorms capable of producing tornadoes and extensive straight-line wind damage were located near Bertrand, near Minor, moving east at 65. And this is radar indicated rotation, just to pass that along for you there. And let's see, this says take cover now, move to the basement, get in your substantial shelter, get your football helmets on, whatever you have to do to stay safe and get out of the way of this. This is pretty much every western Kentucky county: Fulton, Hickman, Carlisle, Ballard, Mississippi County, Missouri, all of these counties right here as it's pushing its way toward Paducah. These are all tornado-warned counties, is what the point of saying that. And that tornado warning goes until 8 o'clock, the one for the Ballard and the southern Illinois county there, Alexander County. The one below that for Fulton, Hickman, and Carlisle County, that tornado warning goes until 8:15 this afternoon. And to focus on that one just a little bit, about 3 minutes ago, severe thunderstorms capable of producing a tornado and extensive straight-line wind damage were located along a line extending from Minor to near Tiptonville, moving east at 40 miles per hour. This is radar-indicated rotation. These are active tornado warnings. Also, all of these areas we're talking about are under severe thunderstorm warnings, talking about straight-line wind damage and tornado tags attached to these. The possibility of a tornado may drop down. Remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from thunderstorms. Get into the basement. Get into the small central room in a sturdy structure. Storm shelters. Let's do it. Let's get in here. These are tornado warnings again for the western Kentucky counties of Fulton, Hickman, and Carlisle. Also one for Ballard. This line currently is sitting from Miller City down to Charleston, East Prairie. They're getting ready to move into these areas. So basically, folks in Benton and Sykeston, Matthews, Kewanee, New Madrid, down to Marston, you are under the gun right now. And everybody else, East Prairie, Anniston, all the folks around the Mississippi River here from Missouri to Kentucky. Now, a new tornado warning we just saw pop up. This one is for, let's see here, is that a new one or is that an updated one? They just updated the information. Here's the new information. A severe squall line capable of producing both tornadoes and extensive straight-line wind damage was located near Charleston. We just said that. Moving east at 60 miles per hour. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. And the dangerous storms will be near Cairo, Wickliffe, Mount City. That's Mound City. Wyatt, that's all about 7:30 this evening, so about another 5 minutes from now. La Center and Barlow around 7:35, and then Lovelessville at 7:50. 57 interstate here. Illinois between mile markers 1 and 6, and Interstate 57 in Missouri between mile markers 7 and 21 for folks who are listening up there this evening. We're tracking these thunderstorms and severe thunderstorms producing the possibility of tornadoes this evening here at Thunderbolt Radio. You might be watching online at the Facebook page, the Thunderbolt Radio Facebook page. That's where you need to be this evening. All right, good deal. We're continuing these severe thunderstorm warnings again. Like I told you a while ago, we have severe thunderstorm warnings from. It even goes past Memphis, gang. Let's go all the way down to Washington County, Mississippi. That's Greenville, Cleveland, Clarksdale, Hernando, West Helena, and everybody in West Tennessee along the Mississippi River. Now, folks, Dyer County was just under this tornado warning a while ago, which they had canceled that. The thunderstorm had kind of weakened a little bit and lost its rotation. But we're still watching this thing, and I'll tell you why. It's because tornadoes can drop out of these severe thunderstorms. I mean, no advanced warning at all. All you can do is see the rotation on radar, which is, as a matter of fact, what we're going to do right here. We're still seeing all these winds push out. They're really pushing hard. And right here, you can see this. A new severe thunderstorm warning was just now issued and now includes half of Weakley County, all of Obion County, all of Dyer County, maybe a good chunk of Gibson County, Crockett County, and all the way down to Ripley and North Haywood County here. I'm just looking at all of these areas right here. It's just nonstop. Of course, if you hear the dings and the bells and whistles on this end, that means we're seeing everything right here right before you get it. So they're putting all of these warnings out. And as we pass these along to you on the air, and you'll be getting some severe thunderstorm warnings here too in just a little bit on the air. So for those folks who, let's see. Yeah, I believe the EAS has a hold of the Thunderbolt stations. That's okay. Let's continue this on because this was a severe thunderstorm warning. I'll go ahead and read this off to you. Folks following along at thunderboltradio.com. This is I don't want to read that one just yet. At 7:26, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 7 miles north of Tiptonville to Fort Pillow, moving east at 50 miles per hour. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, nickel-size hail. Radar indicated this is a severe thunderstorm warning for Pemiscot, Crockett, Weakley, Dyer, Gibson, Obion, Lauderdale, Haywood, and Lake County. Severe thunderstorm warning. Again, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, nickel-size hail. I'm not going to bother breaking these counties down. I'm just going to tell you what the counties are because if I said your county, you're in the line of this line of thunderstorms producing nickel-size hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So you better get in your shelter. You know, even that means getting inside here. Need to bring you up to date on another thing here. Got a lot of things going on I'm listening to. The tornado warning, that was updated not at 7:24. That one goes until 8 o'clock for southeastern Alexander, northern Carlisle, Ballard County, McCracken, northern Mississippi County, and east central Scott counties. Okay, that's tornado warning that goes until 8 o'clock for these areas. Another tornado warning for Fulton, Carlisle, Hickman, southern Mississippi County, and also eastern New Madrid County until 8:15. There's two tornado warnings that we're watching right here. The only other tornado warnings that we see at the moment, there's one way south down at Tunica, and then we see this one up here that is covering up Williamson County and Franklin counties in southern Illinois. That's the Marion community and West Frankfort in these areas here. So that's what we're looking at here. That's the only tornado warnings that we have. But right here in the KenTenn area, folks listening over at Paris and Purrier and Murray and Benton and all of these folks who's listening to us in that area, and even folks in the North Big Sandy, the Budweiser Beach, and all of these areas up here, you do not have warnings in those particular areas, but you do have heavy thunderstorms producing some pea-sized hail out of that, and some very gusty winds too, as a matter of fact. So now that the blue box has kind of cleared up on us, let me recap some of this stuff for you. The National Weather Service in Memphis issued a severe thunderstorm warning like I said to the online listeners a second ago, for folks in Pemiscot, Crockett, Weakley, Dyer, Gibson, Obion, Lauderdale, Haywood, and Lake County. All of these counties, draw a big old polygon across all of the counties across northwest Tennessee, and you've got it. All of this is severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, and these storms moving east at 50 miles per hour. These are the storms producing 70-mile-per-hour wind gust and nickel-size hail. Okay? So that's severe thunderstorm warning, and that's why we're keeping with that part of it right here. Now, another severe thunderstorm warning producing the same content. This is for a number of counties: Pulaski, Alexander, Fulton, Carlisle, Hickman, Ballard, Mississippi, Scott, New Madrid, and Stoddard. All of the counties along the Mississippi River here to the north of the Tennessee border. That severe thunderstorm warning goes until 8 o'clock. Tornado warnings continue. 7:29. This was 2 minutes ago. Let's see. Scott County is canceled. That one is out. Tornado warning remains in effect until 8 o'clock for southwestern Pulaski, southeastern Alexander, northern Carlisle, Ballard County, southwestern McCracken, and northeastern Mississippi County, Missouri. At 7:29. This was 2 minutes ago. A severe squall line capable of producing both tornadoes and extensive straight-line wind damage, was located near Horseshoe Lake Conservation Area or near Cairo, moving northeast at 70 miles per hour. So we're moving at 70 miles per hour, and our winds are blowing at 70 miles per hour as well. And there is still some rotation in here. Okie dokie. Okay. Yeah. All right. There's that. Yes, they do. And I'm looking for some other markers and some telltale signs going on here, gang. We were getting some of the updates. Let me go back over to weather. We're on weather 2 here. Weather 1 is going to show us some other things here too. Let's go and take a look at our where the hail is coming down. That's a pretty big indication too of where some things are. Ridgely right now looks like a hot spot. Right here is this thing is crossing the Mississippi River. The folks along Ridgely all the way down to Cooter, Missouri, Midway, all of these areas out here, Kinfolks Ridge, McCarty, that's just to the west of Booth's Point, Indian Mound, Stubbtown, Cunningham, and these areas here. It's just all of this long line right here. Moving into Tennessee, about to move into Kentucky, and it's trying to make its way across East Prairie here too. Let me go back and this one's on Paducah. It is now. There's a big hail core right now. If you're looking at it right here, this is just to the, this just went through New Madrid. This is going to run into Ledford, Bondurant, Miller, and Tyler. We're looking at some pretty large hail right here. Island number 8, Anna Lynn community, and the Brownsville community. So basically Hickman and all of western Fulton County. And by the way, who is under the tornado warning and a severe thunderstorm warning, but that very large hail core right there. Go inside and get outside of this stuff. Get out of the way of it. And now back down here into northwest Tennessee, Windberg, Matty, and Ridgely, all of Lake County here. One giant hail core, it seems like, pushing off to the east again, 70 miles per hour here, as we see in Blue Bank. This is right here at the Blue Bank community. This camera, it's can't really see much because it's really getting flooded right now. As you can probably imagine, any cameras that's outside looking at this stuff is probably not going to be looking very good. Now, the nonprofit folks over at the hospitals here, they have cameras too. And occasionally from time to time we look at those. This is looking west toward, this is at the hospital looking west toward the landfill down on the main drag here in Union City. As you can see, some really low cloud base right there too. Not really being lit up by the lightning, as you can see here. Yeah, let's see if we can do something a little different with that one. It's very possible we might can here, if the man can run the mouse. Okay, so as we are trying to take a look at that, and folks watching online, by the way, at Thunderbolt Radio, the Facebook page over there. There you go. Now you can see all of this. Basically, everybody's cleared off the roads. They've already gotten one really good rain over at Union City there, and about to get just a pounding of rain and a pounding of wind here in just a few minutes. Again, that severe thunderstorm warning there continues here in Union City. Again, right here around the hill at the hospital in Union City, looking to the west. There's some very, very frightening clouds back over there about center and to the left of the screen. And I'm going to leave this right here for just a second, gang. This is thanks to our, I think they call them the Watch Group, who is part of this. Folks, emergency management folks all across West Tennessee, who's partnered with the hospitals and all of these folks who are trying to make things a lot safer and give some folks some advanced warning. You know, even if it takes putting cameras on the roof of a building, you know, that's giving us the opportunity to take a look at these things. There's still some very questionable clouds back here as we're looking off to Union City. Now, once again, you're not under a tornado warning, Union City, not yet. We're just kind of keeping an eye on what's going on here. I'm going to put this up here, 2-shot. Now, what you're seeing, you're still seeing this very intense line of thunderstorms moving across the river right now. Western Dyer County, Findlay is getting eaten alive by these straight line winds. And then there's Bogota and Ridgely, Tiptonville, and all the way down to even Hickman. And about to run into Hickman here in just a few minutes. It's all along the Mississippi River right now, gang. That's what we're looking at. Now I want to get back over to the wind for just a second. As you can see, some, let's see, more severe thunderstorm warnings, as you might hear in the background. And also these all of this green right here, this is all of the wind that's blowing out. This is what's being picked up by the Paducah radar. And as you can see, the opposing winds behind that, that's just one straight line of wind. We looked at the hail cores a while ago to kind of see where some of the heaviest hail is falling. Some of you are going to get hail tonight out of these storms. Right now, as we were looking here, Windberg, that'll be moving into Tiptonville and Hornbeak in a few minutes. Bondurant, Hickman all along here in Fulton County. As you can see, these intense, very intense hail core here. Okay, so what's spinning? What's dropping? What can we see? Well, we can't really see a whole lot of drop in any of this storm. We're looking at correlation here, and we don't see a whole lot of drop in some of these areas. There are some questionable areas up around Bondurant, and as we were looking here, just to that's kind of looking more more west and southwest on that camera there in Union City. It's a little bit of a drop. It's not a major drop. It's not really a huge concern, but it is producing pea-sized hail, this thunderstorm that we're seeing moving into the western portions of Obion County, now crossing across Dyer County, and also just covering up Lake County right now. This thing's up around the lake, Samberg. All of these folks are on Highway 21 up here in northern part of the counties. This is the big deal right here. Okay, what do we have as far as updates here? As we've been watching these tornado warnings, we do have another one, but then it's going to be a little bit out of our listening area. This one was released 2 minutes ago for, if you want to tell your neighbors, Pulaski, Massac, and Johnson and Alexander, Ballard and McCracken County. That tornado warning goes until 8:15. Now, moving down the list, this one was just updated at 7:37, a severe squall line capable of producing both tornadoes and extensive straight-line wind damage was located near Mound City, or Cairo, and moving east at 65 miles an hour. Their camera took a nosedive. It took a power strike over there. So Union City, it looks like the power grid's already getting a good start on things over there with this thunderstorm. So this tornado is going to be moving east at 65 miles per hour. Folks, again, in the path to this is La Center around 7:45. Folks all along Interstate 57 from, well, just pick your poison. What point on Interstate 57 where you are? That's where the storm's going to be, because it's all along this Mississippi River right here. Let's update the Fulton County tornado warning. Carlisle and Hickman County, they have not updated it in 20 minutes. It's now 7:40. This was released at 7:20, and basically, this tornado warning tells you, we'll just tell you where this intense stuff is. Bondurant, Hickman, Moscow, also Clinton, Arlington, Bardwell Community, Columbus, Oakton, as you're looking across here. And let's see. Got some messages coming in here too. And we have some other things going on as well. So all of these little things that's taking place here, I need to swap some things over here as well on, there comes weather too. So back to it here, you see these tornado warnings and all of these polygons, and still severe thunderstorm polygons all the way down. Let's see, now they're getting into Madison County. We see all of these little spotty thunderstorms that's beginning to show up there too. And this is the Memphis view of all of this activity coming through here, the Millington view. And Bolivar, all of these areas down here are really getting a big wind bag and some really heavy rain and some pea-sized hail out of that too. But the big deal that's really been taking place this evening is all of this activity that's up here in the KenTenn area, and we're even still seeing some rotation markers up in southern Illinois around Marion. We haven't seen those down here in the neighborhood of in northwest Tennessee or west Kentucky. We haven't really seen a whole lot in the nature of that. Not yet anyway. And seems like we have some other things right there. Let's go right over here and see if there's something else we can get into. I'm going to back up. Let's get on the Martin camera for just a minute. This might, I wouldn't say it'd be more revealing. We're further away from it even when we're looking at the Martin camera. This is the Hardy Graham cam. If you're following along online at Thunderbolt Radio, the Facebook page for Thunderbolt Radio. And you see those very low clouds And the trick with that is, the lower the cloud base, basically, it makes it easier for a tornado to drop. And we've been seeing that on all of the variables that make this storm come together. And it's been a rich and potent atmosphere this afternoon and this evening. We've had plenty of sunshine to warm all of this up. We do not have any reports. We do not have any reports yet of damage. Nothing really to speak of as far as damage goes yet. I was looking for stuff even in East Arkansas, Central Arkansas, up and through there, and I haven't really seen any reports. And there's some straight line wind damage that's been reported that you would expect. In Southern Illinois, 60 to 60. That's just wind gusts. Even they called those in there. There's one, shingles ripped from a house. This was in Jackson County, Illinois, though. But that was the only thing that we see reported right now to any one of the Weather Service offices. Let's see what else we have here. This is more severe thunderstorm warnings are coming in all over West Tennessee now, as you can probably imagine. We'll keep an eye on that camera for just a minute. We'll keep that Hardy Graham cam up there. If you can't see this, then you go to the Thunderbolt Radio Facebook page and you can see everything we're doing right here, gang. You can see all of it. Starting to rain in Martin. This is about to, really strike us here in just a few minutes. We're going to see the wind blowing out from this. Let me see. I just hope all of this stuff stays in the sky. That's what we really want to hope for here. One of the things is we like to keep a good close eye on this activity that's been moving across, because a lot of the real intense stuff is right here at Union City and pushing into New Bern and Trimble and all of these areas here. And, of course, we've been preaching here to Hickman. Hickman, come on, get in your shelters. You're still under that tornado warning. Folks in Clinton over here in Hickman County and Bardwell and Arlington. In just a few minutes, you're going to have South Fulton, or at least Fulton in the area here too. Water Valley, looks like they just got a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is Massac, Pope, Fulton, Callaway, Livingston, Marshall, Carlisle, Hickman, Ballard, McCracken, and Graves. Severe thunderstorm warning until 8:30. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts indicated by radar. That is a severe thunderstorm warning for basically every county in West Kentucky from Paducah down. Got it? Okay. Still don't have an update on the tornado warning for Fulton and Hickman counties and Carlisle County just yet. We're keeping our eye on it, though. It's 7:44 right here at Thunderbolt Radio. You're watching online at the Thunderbolt Radio Facebook page. Thank you for doing that. We appreciate it. And even some light rain starting to pick up in some places in Wickley County, Gibson County, folks listening down here in this area, too. And pretty much anywhere you can think of and can look at this evening. We're looking at the Paducah radar, and we see that advancing line of thunderstorms, and you see it right here too. There really wasn't much to it. If you go back and rewind the radar a little bit, it was just kind of popcorning for a little bit and this and that, and it wasn't really a whole lot to it. It's kind of very disorganized, and then it continues, and now there's a line formed, and that now that's over on the Tennessee River, from Madisonville to Marion down to, basically down to Big Sandy and Paris Landing. And none of those storms are severe thunderstorm warned or anything like that at this moment. Severe thunderstorm warnings continue, though, for Crockett and Lauderdale County, also Dyer County, and Dyersburg, City of Dyersburg, New Bern. You're about to feel this here in just a minute, and as well as Trimble and Churchton and Tatumful and all of these areas. Pagoda's under the gun right now. Obion, Hornbeak, and Troy, you're next. Hornbeak's under it now. Englewood, folks. Woodland Mills, folks. You need to watch for these 70-mile-per-hour winds that we've been talking about here. I do have information on this severe thunderstorm warning. See, or do I? It was updated. This is for the other. This is an update for the West Kentucky stuff. This goes for Hickman and Ballard and Mississippi County. Severe thunderstorm warning until 8 o'clock for these areas. At 7:44, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extended from Mounds to near Obion, moving east at 50. They're still saying 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And now we have a new tornado warning that I hear for somewhere. And let's see where that might be. as this feeds on through. This might be an update to this warning here that we're looking at, gang. Let's take a look at that one. No, that's not it. Did I just not get that? I thought I did. Let's go right to here. To bring you up to date, though, Fulton and Hickman County and Carlisle County, you all are still under that tornado warning. This is for Hickman and Fulton County. I think they just shored it up. That's all they do. Yes. So just now, here's the new information from the Weather Service in Paducah. A severe squall line capable of this is at 7:45, capable of producing tornadoes and extensive straight line wind damage was located along a line extending from Wycliffe to near Clayton, moving northeast at 60. Radar indicated rotation. That's what we're looking at right here. Still watching this camera shot from over here to the looking west. This is the Hardy Graham cam. Let me go back and look at this. I have a TVS showing up on the radar right now in West Tennessee. No, it's still looking down. Can't see the sky. Well, we are looking west, but looking down at the ground there. Okay, so let's go back over here to the best that we can do right here. I don't know. Let's see what Kenton's doing here. It might be looking northwest. Some of this stuff is just downright scary, gang, looking at it. New severe thunderstorm warning coming out for Gibson County at least. I know that much. The rest of it's going to jump on in here in just a few minutes. Okay, let's go back over here to this right here. This is looking west off of Hardy Graham Stadium. Okay, we're going to keep that going right there. Let's get over to these tornado warnings, and I might have to jump out of here in just a few minutes. We'll have to see and see. Let me see. I was just pulling up some information there, and there's also some other things going on there. Yeah, but round and about Troy, between Troy and Hornbeak, of course, that information gets to us about 2 or 3 minutes too late. So Troy and Inglewood and Hornbeak, this is all still a severe thunderstorm. Let's see here. Yeah. As this stuff is pushing across... as this stuff is kind of pushing across. Troy and Reeves and Union City and Obion, and we're looking, of course, Hornbeak's already gotten this. Woodland Mills, you're still all under a severe thunderstorm warning. Now that's 7:48. This now was just updated. Okay, here's the latest from the National Weather Service. Here we go. So at 7:47, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Clayton to near Ripley, moving east at 50. Penny-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. It slowed down just a little bit. How fast is it moving? Is moving east at 50 miles per hour, so it has slowed down just a little bit more. This particular line of thunderstorms. The only major, the major line of thunderstorms is in our listening area right now. So that's what we're looking at here. I'm going to go back over to, see, that is going to be, let me do this one right here. This will kind of give us a little bit better idea. I'm going to tell you about these tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings too while you're looking over there. It's the Thunderbolt Radio Facebook page if you're checking any of this out this evening. I'll say it again, though. Tornado watch remains in effect until 11 tonight for the entire area. At 7:47, though, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Clayton to near Ripley, moving east at 50 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, and penny-size hail. This storm was moving at 70 miles per hour earlier and now has slowed down. It's moving east at 50 miles per hour. Don't let it slow down and give it a chance to spin up, gang. All right, let's see what else we have here. Have a new tornado warning? No, we don't. That is just an update. The 7:45, a severe squall line capable of producing both tornadoes and extensive straight-line wind damage was located along a line extending from near Wycliffe to near Clayton, moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. Radar indicated rotation, that's in this tornado right here. If you're watching online, we're looking at a very low cloud base looking to the west off of the top of Hardy Graham Stadium. You do kind of see really some of those rain streaks. It's falling very, very hard looking off the top of Hardy Graham Stadium there. But you'll see it whenever the lightning hits and illuminates the background there of that. It's 7:51 right here, and we'll catch up to date on some other things too. Severe thunderstorm warnings. There was one just issued for a good chunk of West Tennessee there. Let's see. We have some other things going on there. Okay. Let's see. 7:44. That information was updated. What about the tornado warning they haven't updated the one moving into Paducah, although the one at Paducah is showing there might be some spin up in a storm moving through McCracken County there. Okay. Let's hang on to that thought for just a minute and back down here into Union City. Can we see what's going on down in Union City? That's the question. Let's try it one more time and see what's up. Okay. Here we go. Yes. This is Union City right now. Let's bring that up, okay? We're looking at the sky. This is part of the 7 group, the 7 watch group that they do all of the emergency management stuff with the hospitals in the area around here. And we were looking at just a moment ago this line of thunderstorms, and you're looking at it again here now. You're looking at it's moving into Union City. Woodland Mills, you're getting swallowed up by it. Englewood, Troy, you're right here in it too. Reeves, you're next. Everybody along Highway 51 all the way down to KenTenn. Be aware of all of this 70-mile-per-hour wind gust and some of the hail that's falling out of this storm too. Again, this is the camera shot looking into the storm right here in Union City from the top of the Baptist Hospital, Union City. That's what you're looking at over here on the right side of your screen if you're watching on the Thunderbolt Radio Facebook page. Okay. So all of the severe thunderstorm warnings are still holding right now, I guess. And the tornado warnings, not any new information just as of yet. We're going to keep we're going to keep an eye on this, I should say, for some of these storms. And if we zoom out just a little bit and take a look at all of this activity coming through. See, I told you we had that extra line that was firing up out ahead of this main line of storms. That's going to be impacting Madisonville and Princeton and the Hopkinsville folks and Fort Campbell and all of these folks along the Tennessee River. And pretty much that line goes down through Carroll and Madison County and back down to Fayette and Hardeman County. So that's the first line. And it just kind of came together over the past hours. We've sat here and watched it do that. But the main cold front part here that we're looking at is what's shaking up anybody's rooftop cameras this evening here. But that's what we're still looking at here. That tornado warning still continues until this is 7:45. No, it doesn't. 7:54. No, it continues until 8:15 for Hickman and Carlisle County. Okay, and also a little chunk of Mississippi County. This thing's crossing the river right now, but they haven't updated that information just as of yet. Some of these things are still old. They're still just watching the whole thing. It's just one continuous line of activity that we're looking at. And I'm going to, let me see here. I'm going to jump back over to, my goodness gracious, that camera. The wind is just blowing and shaking that thing all to pieces over there. Again, this is the rooftop camera at Baptist Hospital, Union City, looking west, and it's getting swallowed up by the storm at this point. So let's jump out and let's head back over to Hardy Graham for just a minute and see what's going on. And now we're looking at this storm from a dry angle as we move 10 miles to the east. And again, now we're looking at trying at this point, spotters at night. And of course, it's really, really difficult to spot tornadoes at night. They've always told you that, though. But if you get a good, vantage point, like atop of a football stadium, something like this, it kind of gives you a better idea of what's coming at you. There are some lowered cloud bases there, and there was one about 5 minutes ago, too. Earlier, one of the shots we looked at, it was probably on the Union City camera, I think, back off to the west. It looked like maybe somebody was going without power. There was a power flash. But the storm wasn't quite there, so it looked like maybe the wind got a hold of somebody's electric and kind of took a bite or something. So there's that. Okay, I'm going to leave that right there for just a minute, and we have we have a lot going on. Starting to get text messages out of Obion County. All right, Folks, stay with us. WCMT Martin, WCMT FM South Fulton Martin, WCDZ Dresden, KYTN Union City, WQAK Union City. Now you know where you are and where we are, and online on the Thunderbolts Radio Facebook page. I'm Brian Thomas. We're covering severe weather this evening, as we do when the weather gets bad. We get on here and we tell you about it. So, what do we have to tell you? Well, the latest information that we have, we still have this one tornado warning that continues. Now, we have a new tornado warning. I'll get to that in just a second. It's going to be just out of the listening area, though. This tornado goes until 8:15 warning, that is, for eastern Fulton, Carlisle, Hickman, and southeastern Mississippi counties. And that severe squall line keeps pushing. Now, the radar indicated rotation, that's why that's under a tornado warning. The latest tornado warning, it was just issued just now for Massac, Pope, Johnson County, Livingston County, Marshall, Ballard, and McCracken County. This basically the same story here. Tornado indicated by radar moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Okay, well, lots of gusty winds going on here. So let's see if I can. Let's see if I can. Okay, I was pushing some stuff around over there and kind of making things happen with that. Okay, so again, these severe thunderstorm warnings continue too for all these counties in northwest Tennessee. Don't really have an update on that. Let's see. I'm looking at some other possible things here. Let me get back on the wind product. Just not really seeing a whole lot there, but let's go over to this one. As far as pockets of rotation go, we haven't seen a lot of mid or low level rotation with some of these things, probably because the wind's been blowing so hard with the straight line winds, which is very, very possible. Some other folks are receiving a tornado warning somewhere else. Let's see where that's coming from. I'm sure that's going to be somewhere in southern West Tennessee. I only got a chunk of it right there. That's unfortunate sometimes, though. We are at 7:59. 73 at the Carroll County Airport, as well as the Henry County Airport. Union City has cooled down to 64 this hour. And folks at Kennett, down to 52. West Plains, Missouri at 37. And if you're planning on going to Branson this week, well, it's 32 there now. Take a jacket. There you go. All right. National Weather Service continues to track these severe thunderstorms and this basically a giant squall line. That's exactly what it is. Tornado warning continues until 8:15. Let's see here. Okay, so that was just for your information, that was McNairy County and Alcorn County, Tippah County, Mississippi, all the way down there near Savannah, to the west of Savannah. That's a new tornado warning there. So let's go back over here as we check some more information. Okay. I'm going to tell Paul, just stand by just a second. I'll tell you how to do it in a minute here. I want to bring this couple other things here before we get out of it. Just now 8 o'clock, and some of these things should be falling off very soon. I was just going to hold here for just a few minutes. See, this one tornadic thunderstorm being near Fulgham, like now, you've already needed to be in your shelter. Some of the other stuff, of course, we've got the Martin Studios. It's in the line next. Dresden studio will be in line here very soon too of this tornadic thunderstorm, or at least this line of thunderstorms that are capable of producing tornadoes. I'm going to go back over to Weather One. That's where our western picture is looking right here. And okay, so what I'm looking at here, well, I'm getting more warnings and information in right there. Let's see. I'm going to update you on this, and with some of this activity going on, we're not really seeing a whole lot in the way of rotation right here. Of course, we're on the Paducah radar site. That is one of the closest sites where we can see this. The next closest would be Hopkinsville, Fort Campbell, and up through that area. But even with it looking down its throat from that angle, we're looking at some mixed winds right there, and that's understandable, of course. It's really going to be a far shot trying to look at it from that far away. Paducah is going to be your best bet, and when we go down here and we look at this activity, if you're, again, following along here at Actually, I'm going to take a look over here. Folks online watching at Thunderbolt Radio's Facebook page, we're looking at the western horizon here. We're on the Hardy Graham Stadium camera, looking off to the west. There's a huge band of rain. If you're looking at that picture over on the far left side, a huge band of rain falling. There's winds just blowing all of that rain around there. Now, as far as the rest of the horizon goes, it's clear from the center all the way back over towards the north there. But looking off to that southwest corner over there, if you're looking over, what building is that? If you're looking over that, well, that would be, from that angle, that would be the administration building right there, looking across University Street. So if you're looking off to the south and west, that's kind of what you're looking at right there. It just looks like just dark cloud right there, and in that particular zone of your screen right there. So let me go back over to weather to, let's see, yeah. Let's go back over to the 2 chart. We're going to keep it right here for a few minutes and see if there's anything else that we have to contribute to this. Like I said, these tornado warnings, they usually continue until, this one right here continues until 8:15, I can tell you. Severe thunderstorm warning continues until 8:30 for those western Kentucky counties. And right here in northwest Tennessee, that severe thunderstorm warning continues until 8:30 as well. That covers Obion County and Weakley County. This was just updated a moment ago. Severe thunderstorm remains in effect until 8:30. That's a warning, that is, for north central Crockett, western Weakley, east central Dyer, and Gibson, and eastern Obion counties. So about 4 minutes ago, severe thunderstorms were along a line extending from Hickman to near Ripley, moving east at 50 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, and penny-size hail. That's a severe thunderstorm warning. I'm going to leave this right here for you all. And here we go. Here at 8:03 at Thunderbolt Radio. And Paul, if you're ready, just find that red button up on the wall and hit that button. And then reach over and push the blue button after that. And then you got it.
Cemeteries on church ground.
Okay, gang, if you're listening online, I'm going to switch you over to Thunderbolt Radio here, and Paul Tinkle will be picking this up here in just a moment.
Program appreciates your help in making Weakley County the most beautiful county in Tennessee during the Great American Cleanup now through May 31st. This message is sponsored by the Tennessee Department of Transportation and your Weakley County Litter Grant Program.
Okay, and good evening, everybody. Paul Tinkle with Brian. And Brian, are you able to talk with me here for a second? We're gonna have him here in just a couple of seconds, and he will be giving us an update here on a couple of things. First, thank you very much, Brian and Cayman, for being a part of our program. And if you need a generator, contact Cayman. Let me say you to where we are right now. We have a lot of lightning. Brian has covered about as much as he can right this very minute. However, we're going to go back to Brian here on the phone. And Brian, come on in. And we're waiting.
Hello, Paul.
Okay, there you are. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're just trying to get out of this area where we are right here. Just a little extra precaution. You're in a little bit sturdier area than I am, so we are going to transfer over just a little bit, and the same thing still continues until 8:15. So there are thunderstorm warnings for all of these northwest Tennessee counties. That line is pushing through, and West Kentucky counties, Fulton and Hickman still under that tornado warning here. That one is actually going to expire at 8:15. Thunderstorm warnings in northwest Tennessee expire at 8:30. So really, they haven't really updated a whole lot of information on this. And yeah, as you were talking there, the lightning, and looking back here toward the west, even from my vantage point in Dresden, the cameras do not, they just don't do it justice. You know, sitting here looking back toward the west, that's just some really eerie stuff. That night camera vision, that night vision stuff, it does show a lot in the way of your lower clouds where, tornadoes might spin up. But we just wanted to keep it kind of secure for at least the next 15 to 30 minutes and get out of the way of this from where we were. Because 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, that's always a concern, no matter where you are.
Well, I think it's clear that we just opened up this very important part of it, and that happens to be lightning. And, Brian, you have talked about this earlier, and I mean, this is a dangerous lightning that we're talking about, and it seems to be pretty close to the ground after what I've been seeing here the last couple of hours.
Right. The lightning just continues. I'm looking from where I'm looking. If I look back over to the south and west, that would be Rutherford and Kenton, and that's that storm, part of the storm coming up this way. Even looking directly toward the west, that would kind of put it toward, and northwest area here. That would kind of put it in your neighborhood. But the stuff that's coming directly across from O'Brien County, and that's when my red flag went off here. If you're in any kind of a thin building, it's something that's not sturdy. I don't care if it's a 70-mile-per-hour wind or a tornado could drop out of these storms. I mean, that's just, the environment is just rich enough for all of this to take place. We've been talking about it, seems like, for a few days now.
Yeah, and I think the other part about all of this, and you've been talking about it, we're talking about some high winds, and if you're on the highway, you may be getting a gust. You want to make sure you have both hands on the wheel. If you've got us on the radio, which is what we think you will be doing that at any of our channels, and we'll come back to that in a minute, but when you're dealing with gust of wind up to 30 miles an hour, that'll knock you off the road, and you likely are not going to be able to have control of it. We don't want you to fool with your phone if you're driving. That's the most important thing. Stay away from the phone. Just listen to what we're talking about here, because we're already, as you spoke earlier, we've been on 92.7, 96.1, 99.7, 100.5, 103.3, 102.9, 107.9, 101.3, and the legendary 1410. So we're all around the dial in northwest Tennessee and southwest Kentucky. Brian?
Yeah, and that's a good thing. We've got a pretty good area. So even the folks who are listening, we're kind of known for kind of helping people out in these times, with all of these warnings. Folks in Dyersburg have started listening a little closer. They started listening a little closer to us. That's why we kind of get on a little earlier when we see this stuff getting ready to cross the Mississippi River. Folks in Lake County listen to us. Folks in Gibson County listen to us. And our job here is just to try and help as many people out as we can, and especially with the tornado warnings, to get them out of the way. and give you a little advance warning too. So
and you've done a really good job of that. And when Brian tells you, folks, when Brian tells you to get in cover, he means it, and that's your warning to take care of your family, or maybe your husband or your wife, and you've got to have. If you have somebody in the bed, wake them up. I mean, there are a lot of people that go to bed early, and just let them know, hey, this is going on. We're likely to lose some electricity somewhere in this KenTenn area. And if you don't have your flashlight nearby, get it now while you may have electricity, and you may not have it the rest of the evening. It's just going to, and it could take one big blow, and a tree comes over, and that's going to take out electricity.
That's right. And we have a new tornado warning. Speaking of which, Paul, I'm going to bring you up to date on this here in just a minute, if you'll bear with me. We'll get this brought up, but the National Weather Service has put out a new tornado warning. This is going to be for, if you're still watching online at Thunderbolt Radio's Facebook page, you see that, what was it, lowered cloud base up there too, and that was just coming into Martin. This new tornado warning, though, is for Hickman County and Graves County. It goes until 8:45. A thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is near Fulton, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Folks in the line of this storm, Mayfield, Sedalia, and Linville. And this is supposed to hit any time. Get out of the way of this storm. Other folks include Water Valley and Wingo. And that was a tornado warning that had just been released just a few more minutes ago. I'm looking to see if there's another update. One of the other tornado warnings, they haven't updated. They haven't put a lot of focus on that, and that's fine. We understand what that is, because they're trying to keep an eye on all of it. And if it falls below severe limits, or if it's just kind of right there in the middle, they're going to continue watching this activity. Now, also, I keep getting information that we are having some updated warning stuff. I'm trying to figure that one out right now. I keep getting them for Fulton and Hickman County, and the information appears like it's 5 or 6 minutes old. But anyway, I was going to tell you that if you're watching online at Thunderbolt Radio's Facebook page, you are looking off the top of the Hardy Graham Stadium back there toward the west there, and the water is pretty much swamped that camera at this point, to the point where it's you almost can't see anything. But to kind of give you an idea of the stuff that's coming your way, try to explain the cloud base. That cloud base is particularly low, and when all the ingredients are just perfect, those things can drop out of the sky. We don't want them to drop out of the sky. We don't want the storms to slow down, really. That's not necessarily a good thing as far as forward movement. But it seems right now that Martin is under the gun of all of this activity that we're seeing here. I'm trying to get an update for you, too, Paul, here in just a second.
Well, you just mentioned it, and we're talking about north of Mayfield, Graves County, and then further up, and then all the way down to Gibson County, based on what I've been watching. And then I got some info that came across a little bit earlier in the McNairy County and Hardeman County and some of those. And quite honestly, and Brian said this a moment ago, folks, we're dealing with this up until 9 o'clock tonight. Likelihood, the warning that came out is for Haywood and Lauderdale and Weakley and Gibson and Crockett and Obion County and Dyer County and Pemiscot County in Missouri. All of this up until near 9 o'clock. And dealing with this, we don't know, but what we have is information that is going to give us what we think is going to happen, and hopefully all of this stuff will rise and move on so we can get back home and get to the house and make sure that everything is okay. And by the way, limbs, a lot of limbs are going to be coming down, and don't be surprised if they end up across the street or your road, and so just be conscious of all of this.
Right over us. Mm-hmm. Right. There's if you're in the city of Dresden and you're listening to all this motion coming out of the west and the northwest, it's almost just like a constant churning up in the clouds, and now going from right to left across the entire stream right there. But the rain and the wind is about to come through. If you're along Highway 54 south of 22, you're going to get a lot of lightning. There's a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning going on with this storm this evening, and probably might even take a power hit or two. So it's not too uncommon here. Now, as a matter of fact, in New Bern this afternoon, they had tree limbs fall on some power lines down there, and TDOT had to block off Highway 211 there just north of town to restore power for some time. So, we haven't even really seen that kind of activity up here, it seems like, today. But with all of these 70-mile-per-hour straight-line winds, get ready, folks. Just hang on, because they're coming, and they're pushing into Dresden right now. I'm continuing to look at the radar here. Of course, the rain is starting to pick up really fierce, too, right here in the middle of town as this line is moving through. I'm going back through and looking at some of the warnings. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning coming in for further south, outside the listening area. More severe thunderstorm warnings. Pretty much every severe thunderstorm, or I should say every county in West Tennessee, has some kind of severe activity on it right now, except for Benton County and Henry County, and really Carroll County is not under the gun right now, unless you're talking about Clarksburg and Wildersville and down near Parker's Crossroads in that area. But,
I was going to just simply say that you were talking about it a moment ago.
National Weather Service in Memphis has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for western Henderson County in West Tennessee, southeastern Gibson County in West Tennessee, southeastern Fayette County in West Tennessee, Hardeman County in West Tennessee, northwestern McNary County in West Tennessee, Madison County in West Tennessee, Chester County in West Tennessee, until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 8:16 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from Freeway to near Sladen, moving east at 55 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expects damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Jackson, Humboldt, Lexington, Henderson, Bolivar, Natchez Trace State Park, Chickasaw State Forest, Chickasaw State Park, Fairview, Whiteville, Three-Way, Fullerton, Massaville, Blue Goose, Mifflin, Barberton, Wildersville, Bemis, LaGrange, and Jacks Creek. This includes Interstate 40 in Tennessee between mile markers 72 and 117. Remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into the storm shelter or small central room in a sturdy structure. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. A tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time for West Tennessee. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties. National Weather Service in Memphis has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Weakley County in West Tennessee, northern Henderson County in West Tennessee, eastern Gibson County in West Tennessee, Benton County in West Tennessee, Carroll County in West Tennessee, Henry County in West Tennessee, northeastern Decatur County in West Tennessee, until 9:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 8:18 p.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 6 miles north of Latham to near Bradford, moving east at 55 miles per hour. Hazard, 70 miles per hour wind gusts. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expects considerable tree damage. Damage is likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Locations impacted include Paris, Humboldt, Milan, Mackenzie, Huntington, Camden, Paris Landing State Park, Dresden, Greenfield, New Jacksonville, Brewston, Gleason, Bradford, Sharon, Atwood, Cottage Grove, Springville, Palmersville, Latham, and Vale. This includes Interstate 40 in Tennessee between mile markers 107 and 134. Remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into the storm shelter or small central room in a sturdy structure. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. A tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time for West Tennessee. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 9:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Tennessee: Benton, Carroll, Decatur.
Okay, we're back, and Brian, are you available now?
I'm here.
Okay. Well, we got another dose of it. Go right ahead.
Yeah, we were just sitting here watching that. There's been this buildup over the last 5 minutes when you're hearing the rumble of thunder move in from the Mud Creek on the other end of town, as it's slowly making its way up here. And, the kids are looking out the door and listening and all of this other stuff. And, oh, can you hear that? Well, they really didn't know what it was until it actually hit, when everything come crashing down and all of the water slamming into the side of the house and the wind and everything else. It's that initial blast, it seems like, that kind of spooks everybody, gets everybody alarmed here. But that part of it has moved through, I would say, the middle of Dresden, Palmersville, and Cottage Grove, and Austin Springs. These folks right here, y'all prep yourself. And even folks in Gleason and down in Mackenzie, Christmasville community, Pillaville, Sand Hill, all of these areas, you're going to get a blast of rain and water here in just a few minutes. Right now, these areas, let's see, this area here, I believe it has that was a new severe thunderstorm warning, Paul. This is what we need to talk about. Weekly, Henderson, Gibson, Benton, Carroll, Henry, and Decatur counties. So basically all these folks east of Weekly County here. This warning also had the tornado tag attached to it, I believe.
Yeah, you're right. You're right on that, Brian, and because you're talking about Murray and Puryear and Paris and Huntington and Lexington. Every bit of that, all of those counties right there are right in the middle of it.
And this severe thunderstorm warning that they just put out, it does say a tornado is possible. So this severe thunderstorm warning has the tornado tag attached to it, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This is not something to be looking out the sliding glass door, out the back door at. If you're just in Gleason or Palmersville, especially right there, Palmersville is about to get smacked really hard. Dresden right now is getting some of the heaviest stuff as well. I don't know if you can hear any of that background noise or not, but it is extremely loud, all of the lightning and thunder that's taking place with this storm. Palmersville and Gleason and Tresvent, all the way down to Milan. Milan's under the gun right now, too. McLemoresville, Atwood, and folks east of Weekly County. That includes Henry County. That includes all the folks up at Farmington who's under the gun right now. Murray and Hazel and Hardin, all the folks in Callaway County. Get ready. This is coming at you right now. And that severe thunderstorm warning, let's see, that one still is not expired. It has another 5 minutes on it, that tornado warning. The severe thunderstorm warning, though, they just issued this. There go the lights. So, yeah, we're taking some dips in the lights over here. Severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Mayfield to near Palmersville, moving east at 50, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This was radar indicated. In other words, they're seeing all of this activity on radar. Folks on the ground did not spot this or anything. It does say tornado is possible. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning for the communities of Murray, Linville, Hazel, New Concord, Kirksey, Harris Grove, and these folks over here, Crossland, I believe, is where that other one was. But that's what you're looking at right now. It's a thunderstorm warning along this line from West Kentucky. Simstonia is getting pretty beat up right there, too. Sedalia right now. Palmersville is getting the brunt of this. And, of course, we here in Dresden just got smacked pretty hard. Now, if you're driving down Highway 54 toward Como, there's hardly any place to pull off other than the side of the road. So that's something else you need to take into consideration. You really do need to be somewhere safe tonight in some kind of an interior. No matter if if you're under a tornado warning or a severe thunderstorm warning, you need to get out of this stuff. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts are bad enough. Now, we haven't seen anything like grapefruit or even golf ball size hail out of this storm for us here, but you don't know if that's going to form or not. And it may very well not, as far as in this area up here, at least not in today's storm. People further east might get that tomorrow. But, as far as this, we're getting some pea-sized hail and nickel-sized hail out of it, so really not a lot. But when the wind's blowing 70 miles per hour and that stuff's coming down, you're going to get hit in the head. So I go back to my point. Don't stay outside in all of this. Don't be looking out on the back porch, and really just don't be near doors and windows in general.
Yeah, you're right about that, and people want to go out and catch an ice ball, if you will, or you talk about it as big as a baseball and all of that. You can get hurt. Your car may be getting hurt. If you can put it in the carport, you should have already done that. I suspect most people that have one probably have their car protected. And here's the thing, Brian, this temperature is, what do you have over there? 66, maybe right in that? Over. That's
about where it is right now. Yeah.
I mean, this is not a good situation to have this warm weather right here.
No, we were watching this afternoon, and I said it 3 hours ago. We were looking at the map. Well, maybe 4 hours ago. Yeah, it was earlier in the afternoon. Where Kennett, Missouri was at 100% humidity, and that was when the storms were still in central Arkansas. And our temperatures climbed here. Our dew points climbed, and we start getting this. But so far, there haven't really been any major reports of anything. We've been looking at things other than, maybe some straight line wind damage in southern Illinois, maybe up in Missouri. But here, we might have just kind of escaped, and that's okay.
I just had a blink here at the radio station, Brian, just FYI. One of our main computers, it just went to sleep and then woke right back up. I don't know what magic you're doing, but if you're playing with me, can we wait another day? So.
Oh no. I'm in the house right now, so it's same thing over here too. You'll see these power dips, and a lot of the times it's just a tree limb hitting a transformer or something. But it's been blinking quite a bit here.
Well, there's no doubt that WCMES and Gibson Electric and Union City and all of these others, but then Paris, everybody's on standby for something. And hopefully something won't show up so everybody can go back to bed tonight on this Sunday. But I'm looking at Everett Stewart Regional Airport, and they've got rain out there. We got rain here in Martin right now, and downtown, and just out here on North Lindell going up to South Fulton. And we do have showers and a lot of lightning. Now, that's what we're dealing with at this very moment. And, Brian, you were talking about it a moment ago. We could get this wind gust coming up, and if that happens, and we're likely to get that. But we're also going to get some very chilly, when is that 29 degrees supposed to drop to?
Oh, goodness. We were looking at temperatures earlier. I said it was 50-something over at Kennett, and then West Plains was at 40-something, and then Branson was already at 32, and that's just changed in the last 2 hours, I guess, when that cold front moved through. We're talking about a giant dip right there. But it could be in the next couple of hours. We're going to be cold all over again, and here we go. Yeah, the freeze warning that we've been talking about is actually it's supposed to be for either late tonight or early tomorrow morning. It's not. It's supposed to go below freezing. We don't know that it will happen, but it's got to. And those winds that are going to be bringing that cold, that's what is it moving at 15, 20 miles an hour? You think? Especially with that, that's just going to freeze to death. So, and after all of this water and rain, if you get just a little water on you and the wind's blowing around and you're going to be pretty chilly tomorrow. So already you're going to have to bundle up with a jacket probably before you go out tonight if you're working third shift or something, because it's going to be some kind of cold in the morning, and then even colder tomorrow night, right?
Yeah. Let me pause for just a second. Brian Qualls, Paul Tinkle on the radio here, and Brian Thomas is working his tail off here this evening. And the most important thing that we continue to remind you, please find a flashlight. Make sure that you have some batteries in it that are working fairly well. You don't know in an event that it happens. We've talked about a lot of things, but the most important thing is know where people are in your house, and if they're not in the house tonight and they're over to a girlfriend or a boyfriend's house or something or other, just be aware of where your people are. And, you may need them to stay there for a while. If this thing turns ugly, you definitely don't want to be in a car.
No, you don't want to be in a car. You definitely don't want to be out in the middle of this. And as we've been sitting here talking over the past 5 minutes or so, been watching some building in this line of thunderstorms that just came through as it's hitting this more unstable atmosphere. Folks over in Henry County, if you're in Crossland, Mill Creek, even Hazel, Kentucky community, Midway, Wiswell, I guess it's Wiswell, Wisewell, I'm not entirely sure. I've never been there. Even folks in Murray, just everybody in Callaway County, we've had some building in the winds over there on the winds that blow away from the radar. Now, normally in this storm that we've seen, there's been this band of wind, and most of the wind has been blowing out away from it. This squall line, this straight line wind that we're seeing. But now, I'm starting to see some buildup all along this line. This line is from Kirksey down through Lynn Grove and Crossland, and I would say even people down in Cottage Grove and folks in Paris need to kind of keep their eye on this. There is, I guess this is severe thunderstorm warning for this area too. I'm going to go back and look at the warnings. Weekly, Henderson, Gibson, Benton, Carroll, Henry, and Decatur. They did have the tornado tag as possible with this, winds at 70 miles per hour. And I'll go back to what I was saying, Paul, that this reversing wind, I guess I can call it, it's the wind blowing away from the radar, it's kind of picked up. It was not that intense, but the problem is that it's right here along this line with all of the strong winds that we just saw come through Weakley County. So if you're up and around Penny, Murray, the Alamo community, Shiloh, all these folks and now this wind is really picking up. It just updated again, Paul. Folks in Hazel and Murray and Purrier, all the way down to Whitlock, even all the way down to Paris, Buchanan. Keep your eye out. You are under severe thunderstorm warning, but the warning also has, a lot of you know already that they started putting these tags on here, like, okay, it has a tornado tag, or it has a large hail tag or something. So that means a tornado is possible with this severe thunderstorm.
Well, you're dealing with southern Callaway County, and then that's just below Murray, and then you take all of Henry County, all of Huntington County, and I guess another one that's really been focused, and they're getting a heck of a lot of a storm, and that's down in Savannah. But all of this is connected because of this huge deluge that we're going to be getting, and we've got some of it already. And I think the real question is, what's on the other end of it? What's on the other side of it, back behind us over at the Mississippi River? Now, what do you expect to see over there, over in Missouri?
Well, over in Missouri right now, there's seeing a little bit of dry conditions, but there are a few popcorn thunderstorms that are still popping up along the edge of this front, I guess I should say. But they're all the way down into East Arkansas and up through Bloomfield and Jackson, Missouri. These spotty thunderstorms, rain showers that have shown up, in the back of this major line that's come through. There was also one other area I wanted to mention to you and everybody else, Paul, and they can hear us, is folks around Big Sandy. Need to watch that storm coming through there, Big Sandy, and that's going to go out to just north of the Eva community out along the Tennessee River. McKinnon is going to be in the path of this. Now, most of this under severe thunderstorm warning, but again, like we said, the possibility for tornado may come out of any of these severe thunderstorms that we're talking about. I just happen to pick this one out in particular because there's a stray, I guess you would say, there's a little bit of a curl there, and there's also some stray opposing winds among all the forward advancing winds. So what we're actually seeing is a little spin up around Big Sandy. Just kind of keeping an eye on that. But the more intense spin up, I shouldn't say spin up, the more intense winds that we've seen grow over the last 5 to 7 minutes has been this line between Hardin, Kentucky, down to Hazel, and really down to the west of Paris. I've been focused in on this, flipped it back over to the radar, looking at the actual rain that's falling. There's very intense portions of this along Cottage Grove and Crossland. They're on the state line. We're looking at Baker's Crossroads, and that's Crossland Road, and some of the other roads down there. There's Baker's Crossroads as well, and Gargis Lane. Some of these areas in the Crossland area, some really intense. I know rain is definitely coming down right there. Probably some large hail too. As probably on the order of, I would say, quarter size. That's just a rough guess. But folks in Caldwell Road and Mill Creek Road and these areas over here in Henry County and along along the state line, that is the most intense of this line. And then there was one more that was out in front of all of this activity, and it is showing quite a bit of signs of some getting some motion and some energy to it, is the one over here in Big Sandy. And this is going to be over on South Creek Road currently. And also that's Holland Road and Sulphur Creek Road. So folks over here in Benton County between Big Sandy and Camden, seeing some, well, I would just call it heavy activity at this point. But looking at it on the wind product, that's kind of what we see. And right there, I'm looking at this Big Sandy storm one more time.
After you do that, take a look at the Palmersville coming off the state line in Kentucky, because what I understand just a moment ago, a couple of people text, and the bottom line is they say it's making a lot of noise in Palmersville, Gleason, and Dresden, so it'd be coming straight south, essentially from Murray coming down into Dukedom and then all the way back into Dresden, Palmersville, and so forth. So you might want to be aware. Just remember this. You don't know what's going to happen in the dark. Keep both hands. If you haven't buckled up, I know a lot of people just think we're carrying on as if, you're young people, but the bottom line is too many things can go wrong just because you're fooling with the phone. That's why we have you on the radio and also on our app, which means that you don't have to look. You can just listen, and we'll tell you what you need to know. By the way, special thanks to our friend at Kirk, and then he's been very, very busy with the product that we do here, and then more than anything else, if you are looking for a generator, he is the guy to go to. And just remember, you've got these kinds of people, and like Cayman, K-M-E-N, Cayman Electric, those people, if you don't have a generator, this is a good time to start putting it on the ice box and say, call Kirk. That's all you have to do. And the phone number is 571-0757, 571-0757. He's in Greenfield, 731-571-0757. So I wanted to have that phone number out in front of you for maybe tomorrow, okay? And think about those things. And what's one of the things, that if you have a generator, don't go out there monkeying with it. If it comes on, it comes on. If it doesn't, be careful, because you could get hurt, and those things happen. Sometimes things fall on things. You just don't know what's happening. I've got a lot of trees around my yard, and I get a lot of tree limbs, and you just got to be careful doing those things. Where are we right now, Brian?
Well, right now, some of the heaviest activity, once again, it's going to be in the city of Murray and south of Hardin along 641 highway. Still lots of cloud-to-ground lightning, even in Weakley County in the wake of this storm that's come through. If you're along the line from Murray to I'll get out of the way here in just a minute. Paris and Purrier and up and down through this area here. Get ready. You need to be inside somewhere because there's some at least pea-size, maybe even nickel-size hail in this storm. This is also a severe thunderstorm warning area with the possibility that a tornado could spin up from here. And as we've been sitting here watching this, Paul, we really didn't see a whole lot. We saw a little coming from across the Mississippi River. But when it kind of got here, it kind of settled down, fizzled down a little bit. I took precautions to move stations here to get out of the way, just getting something a little more substantial. But, as far as this goes, but in the last 15 minutes or 20 minutes, the whole line of storms from McKenzie all the way up through Purrier and Murray have gained in intensity. And even one out and ahead of that is over Big Sandy. And I continue to see these things grow in intensity. Still watching these things right now. And I'm hearing something now. There's a new tornado warning, but it is for, I'll tell you who it's for. I'm guessing it's going to be for Hardin County, but let me pull that up over here.
I believe you're right, Brian. I believe you're right.
Yeah, this is for Hardin County for 33 minutes, the next 33 minutes. So, okay. So there's that. And so all the bells and alarms and stuff's going off in these places. But again, over in Big Sandy, here between Big Sandy and Bass Bay, Faxon Community, and especially McKinnon over there in Stewart County. Y'all need to be aware of this storm because it is producing a lot of heavy rain for sure. And I guarantee you a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning. If you're in Hazel, if you're along Highway 641 from Kentucky down into Tennessee, you're going to see these lightning strikes. It's just one continuous line of all this stuff. And that even goes further down into Huntington, where we're starting to see a little more intensity gain on this line of storms just to the east of McKenzie and right in the town of Henry and Huntington. Just to the north of Clarksburg is kind of where it stops right now. But my eyes are still over this here in Henry County and southern Callaway County and over in Big Sandy, too.
Yeah, and you were right on it. McKenzie is going to be there for a few minutes more for sure. As a matter of fact, I'm told, well, I'm not going to tell you what I'm telling you. But be aware that if you're in McKenzie, pay attention to what's going on in your backyard or in your front yard and don't run out in a hurry. If your lights are coming off, they'll work very hard to get them back on. And by the way, when we move forward, if you have a problem, remember, if you have a problem, a serious problem, call 911, okay? Those people can direct somebody to your house if you've got an issue where you may have to have certain equipment to take care of somebody in the house. Those of you who know what we're talking about, you know what we're talking about. So it's already 8:44, and Brian, didn't you say it was going to be at least another 30 minutes before this storm is going to move out and head over towards the Tennessee River?
From everything that I can tell right now, it's moving at 55 miles an hour, and it's moving off to the east. So, yeah, you're roughly looking at that amount of time. It's going to take you from Paris over to the Tennessee River, just going east, next 25, 30 minutes. At least that's what I'm looking at here. The storm actually slowed down, was moving at 50 miles per hour. And that was one of the things that we didn't want to do because there's some effects with a storm actually slowing down instead of it racing across at 70 miles an hour like it was earlier. When it starts slowing down and hitting these pockets of instability, that creates a little bit of a problem upstairs, and then we have to keep more closer eyes on these things like I'm right now. Like I'm sitting here watching Hazel, Kentucky. There's a lot of wind right now in Hazel, Kentucky, as well as heavy precipitation coming down, and in Purrier, and coming into the city of Paris. And Henry is getting knocked down real good right now, too. And once again, even areas up in north and northeast of Big Sandy, if you're out Lick Creek area and Bass Bay right now, Faxon communities, y'all are getting pounded with this stuff. You need to be inside. Even though it is a severe thunderstorm warning, a tornado can drop out of this storm with little or no advance warning. This severe thunderstorm warning was warned with the tornado flag when it came out earlier.
Yeah, and we haven't said a word about Clarksburg, but I think they're kind of in that mess as well. And Lexington, those are areas. And of course, if you're getting on the interstate, there's another situation. Just slow down and don't let the I-40 stretch that, 107 and down to, 103 or 101? There's that stretch. Go ahead.
Yeah, 108 starts at Parker's Crossroads, so you have all of this area right here from 108, going toward Nashville. I mean, even down Highway 22, if you're going into Lexington or going 412 to Parsons, any of these areas right here. And we say this because you might know somebody who's in these areas. Maybe they're not aware of what's going on. Maybe you need to give them a little bit heads up. You're going to have some heavy rain. You're going to have, basically a downpour and probably some sizable hail out of this too. But with the heavy rains, we're still looking at those intense sales over there along that line, Paul, from Murray all the way back down through Paris. It seems like it's slowed down a little bit. I'm trying to get a lock on this. It's still 70 mile per hour winds in this, but this thing, it's still moving about 50, 55 miles an hour, it says. So it's something to be concerned with. It's just kind of walking across like it normally does.
Yeah, in Lexington, it's raining there pretty hard. They've got winds up to about 20 miles an hour, and I was just looking at a couple of the locations where we can, I think, save that Gibson County is in pretty decent shape right now. Would you say?
I would say so. Some light rain, some moderate rain in Henry County along Gibson and Milan, and even heading into Medina there. The heaviest stuff is going to be to the east of Jackson and the Luray area and heading down toward Pinson and Huron and Lavinia, just the east of Lavinia. That's Highway 70 there, all the way up to McLemoresville. Huntington's getting hit really good right now. As far as who's getting the light stuff, light precipitation, you draw you a line from about Union City down to Mason, Tennessee. So that's going to be in the eastern part of Tipton County. So everybody, all the counties along the Mississippi River right now seem to be in the clear as far as any kind of heavy activity right now. And Gibson County is lighting up over there as well as Crockett. But I'm still looking at the heavy spots along this activity here that's passing through Henry County. I'm going to go back to my wind product for a minute and go back to my other radar site so I can get an idea.
Brian, let me interrupt to you. What Brian is doing right now, those of you who haven't downloaded the Thunderbolt app, please do that. It gives you a more perspective other than just what we tell you. And you can do that by just going to your app store and just click Thunderbolt Radio, and you can find us right there. And that's on our Thunderbolt Radio page. Easy to follow. You get the audio as well, particularly if you don't have anything to hold on to, and if you've got a smartphone, that's the most important thing. And this comes to us from Thunderbolt Broadcasting, okay? And what have you been on? A couple hours now, is that right?
We're getting close, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I said I'd come outside here and just kind of get a...
Well, I did the same thing. I just did the same thing. We still got some sprinkle. We still have some sprinkles right now, but we think we're calm and we think we're in pretty good shape. Thank you so much, by the way, for the comments that you folks have sent us. It's very kind of you to acknowledge us. I mean, we're just doing what we do, and Brian does a very good job at what he does.
I'll get back in here on this radar. Kind of get some things brought up to date here. Let's see. That's a Martin camera there. Just a minute, I'm going to regroup this, Paul.
Well, you enjoy that, okay? So you've been over at the University of Tennessee at Martin at Graham Stadium. You've got a camera up there. Is that not correct?
Right. We've been kind of keeping an eye on it as it was coming in earlier. And right there, that's the top of what used to be Henry County Medical Center there. That's what we're looking at there now. And I'm trying to look a little further over. And that's a Stewart County EMA camera. I can't really tell, but I see a low cloud base over there too. This is part of the storm that I was telling you. It seemed like it was picking up a lot of intense heavy rain activity and wind.
By the way, the temperature has dropped down now to 59. Okay, so this is
59.
Yeah, this is what we expected, and it's going to get cooler. And tonight, somewhere around 29, 30 degrees, and we're still going to have some lightning for the rest of the evening, and there'll be some sprinkles, needless to say.
It doesn't seem normal for all this. You know, we go from one extreme to the other, and we've been doing that here lately, it seems, but, or we'll have a stormy day and we'll have a couple of nice days, and then we're back to it all over again. So.
Well, do you remember, and I guess many of you do, we had the state tournament going on here a few years ago, and it snowed. Not just a snow, but it snowed. And we're talking about, 6, 8, 10 inches. And, you got to remember, we are not really in spring yet, even though we think that we are. So just be patient, because this weather is something that we knew about 3 days ago, maybe 4. And this is coming in, and then it's going to go right back up. And I believe that we're going to have warmer weather. And listen to this. We're going to go all the way down to 20 degrees Monday night. And then we're going to go back up Thursday to 72 degrees and sunny. So whatever snow that we might get, it'll go away real quick. But the colder temperatures will climb back up on Tuesday night, and then Wednesday night, and then you'll end up seeing temperatures at 72. Now, I'm not going to ask you to answer that question, but I sure would like to know the answer of why we're going into the 20s and coming right back out into the 70s within less than 3 or 4 days.
You can call it global warming or global cooling. The only thing I can call it is leave your Christmas tree up all 12 months of the year, because the weather cannot decide what it wants to do. It's kind of a ridiculous thing, you think, but you're right. I mean, we have had snow and even touches of ice storms in March. I've been around long enough to know that, and see that. But, I hope we don't have that now, but, they were talking about flurries tonight. I think that was out of the forecast at this point. I could be wrong. But as far as explaining it, we just really have a very hyperactive weather pattern going on right now. And it's going to keep on going for some time, I guess, at least until the end of storm season. It's not going to get too much better right now at this point. But, the only thing we can do is just kind of keep an eye on it and stay out of its way, because in a couple of months, you're going to be wishing that that you can open the windows again. It's going to be too hot. You're running the air conditioning all the time. That's going to be kind of difficult, too. But, we enjoyed a couple of nice afternoons where we left the screen door, open and that kind of a thing. But it's just springtime almost springtime, on the cusp of springtime. So that just means that we will we'll have a little bit of a roller coaster of weather. Some years it's not like that, though. Some years it just keeps.
If you take this from bottom to top, you're going from Houston to Beaumont, Texas, up to Alexandria, Louisiana, Monroe, and then you start to hit Mississippi and West Tennessee, and all the way to Memphis, and then, of course, across Jackson. And then you're going to be looking for Missouri and Kentucky and St. Louis. Evansville, Indiana is going to get hit pretty hard. And then Indianapolis, there's another one that's going to get a lot of rain here over the next couple of hours. And then all the way up to Grand Rapids. So we're dealing with a lot of precipitation, but it's going to be in a long line. I don't know how many miles that is from top to bottom, but certainly it's going to bring in some of that cold weather we talked about. I'm just glad we don't have any ice balls right now.
Yeah, that's. I'm thankful for that. The cold weather, we can put our coats on a few more days. Eventually, maybe we can get away from that. But in the meantime, I think we'll be all right. Let's just not have icy roads and things of that nature. That's just nobody really wants all of that stuff. But hey, if it does, then we're going to stay on top of it anyway. So,
Brian, I think it's safe to say that we're looking at what I think is going to be just below Jackson and up and to the west would be Waverly, Dover, Clarksville, and Murfreesboro, and some of those Rutherford County. Some of those counties are probably going to be rained on pretty hard. But at this juncture, I think we've gotten out of the woods. Would you say so?
I think so too. I hear the wind still blowing pretty hard out there. The rain hitting the side of the building, so it might be a good stopping place for now.
Well, let us say this to you folks: if something goes awry, please know that we'll do our very best to be where you need us to be, and which is right here on the radio. Please don't forget the Thunderbolt radio app. It is a lifesaver in many cases. Get you to where you need to go at a timely manner, or maybe a place for you to stay, and because we try to give you the best information. Brian, you get the last word.
All right. We're going to keep watching this move out of the area. We should not, we don't anticipate having to get back on here in the next 30 minutes to an hour. You're still going to have some pretty intense stuff moving into Stewart County and also Benton County, about to run in there too. Again, the stuff at Big Sandy, that one line that just came through is already over there. So we're going to continue watching that. Stay away from the outdoors for a little while too. There's still plenty of cloud-to-ground lightning around. Even though we're getting light winds at 70 miles an hour, or however, maybe it's 20 miles an hour now. I'm not entirely sure. I know it's pretty rough, stinging you in the face walking from the house to the office out here. But I can tell you that if you probably just need to stay inside for a little bit longer. Lightning, it'll come out and bite you too. So you just need to be careful of that. And the storm might be 30 miles away. Well, it's still over your head right now too. So just stay inside for a little while. Let all of this pass out of the way. And then it's already 52 at Everett Stewart Airport. I can tell you that. 48 back in Kennett. Safe to say that any of the major stuff has already passed. So that's where we'll leave it.
Okay, folks, we'll just remind you the Thunderbolt radio app. And Brian, tell them what the app is and the name of it real quick.
Yep. You can go to the Thunderbolt radio app, and of course, anytime we have severe weather, all you have to do is pull up the Thunderbolt Facebook page, Thunderbolt Radio Facebook page, and here we are, right here, streaming live, tracking the weather, looking at all of where everything is, cameras and all this kind of stuff, getting a bird's eye view of things, and trying to keep you out of the way of the bad weather.
All righty. You've been listening to our broadcast on 92.7, 96.1, 99.7, 100.5, 103.3, 101.3, 102.9, 104.9, and 105.7, and 107.9. I hope you can remember all of those. And in the meantime, we will see you on the radio a little bit later if necessary. And if not, we'll return to our regular programming here on Thunderbolt Radio at WCMT Martin, Mix 101.3, WCMT FM South Fulton Martin.
News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Heather Bosch. President Trump is demanding U.S. allies help police the Strait of Hormuz, where Iran has all but stopped oil shipments.
We are demanding that these countries come in and protect their own territory, because it is their territory. It's the place from which they get their energy.
He tells the Financial Times if they don't help, NATO faces a, quote, very bad future. Earlier, Iran's foreign minister denied the president's claims that Iran is ready for a ceasefire in its war with the U.S. and Israel, and CBS's Charlie Daggett reports.
In the early hours, air raid sirens rang out across Tel Aviv, a familiar sound, but with a frequency and intensity we haven't seen for days, with multiple waves aimed across Israel.
Okay, there we go. All right, if you're watching online, it's the KenTenn Weather Network, and also connected up here with Thunderbolt Radio. As you've been looking all over the place tonight, I've been watching on Facebook, Facebook Live pages and YouTube and all of this other stuff. There's a whole bunch of severe thunderstorm warnings all along this line of severe weather. One tornado warning down in Hardin County, Tennessee, as it's about to cross over into Wayne County and Collinwood and the Waynesboro area down there. This line of severe weather. I was trying to get some storm reports out. We have half-inch size hail at Callaway County at Kirksey, and then over here at this is in Linville. I call it Linville. In Graves County, estimated wind north of Cuba Fire Station. Or is it Cuba? It's north of the fire station there. That was phoned in by Amateur Radio Network. So, some straight line winds over in Hickman County by the emergency manager. 2 trees down in the Oakton community. Some other things here along the line. We were kind of looking at some of these storm reports coming in. There's really not a lot to talk about. Over in Dunklin County, Missouri, this was at Clarkton. Reports of structure damage in Clarkton. They had tornado warnings out for that general area over there, too, for quite some time this afternoon. So Clarkton got in there, too. I'm rolling if you're watching online, I'm rolling the map backwards. 75-mile-per-hour wind gusts at Craighead County, 2 miles northeast of Jonesboro in Arkansas. 75-mile-per-hour wind gust. That was at an airport out there, or the airport. Greene County, Arkansas, trees down, reported by the emergency manager tonight. Let's see, is that the same one? Let's go over here. Still rolling back some of these other things. All the severe weather reports have come in, and there's only been a handful of them, it seems like. So there's a good chance that a lot of people didn't get a lot of damage. Maybe fastening everything down and all of that business that, we preach all the time, keep stuff from flying around. Maybe stuff didn't fly around, but some folks got some. Of course, it says structure damage. You can mistake that. That was actually. Is that the same one? So that was trees down in that area. And let's see, there was another one I just saw. I thought I just saw that. Yeah, it was structure damage. That was part of a tornado warning up in the Boot Hill up around Kennett. They had quite a bit of activity going through there. But at Greene County, at Leif community, it says trees down was reported there. But they also had a tornado reported for Greene County and also Clay County there in East Arkansas. It was producing. I'm just looking through the warning history here. That one was producing the tornado over Oak Grove Heights near Paragould, and that was coming in at that was about 6:09 this afternoon, 6:10. All right, what else? What do we have coming in here? More severe thunderstorm warnings. This is going to be for a good chunk of West Tennessee as this line of thunderstorms continues to push through. We'll go ahead and fast forward back to that. They're talking about all this area right here that you see on that side over there. Let me get you over to the big picture. So you're looking at all of this area here in West Tennessee, all of this wind. There's quite a bit of wind taking place there. And back over on this one. Lots of big wind. That's 45, 50 knots right there. And, of course, you had the other wind coming on the back of this storm right here. And a few little spotty showers all the way over here into the Boot Hill, Missouri, and northeast Arkansas. And cooler temperatures, 45 now reported at Clay County Airport up there. 52 over at Everett Stewart Airport in Union City. 46 at Sykeston. And a nice warm 32 over in Branson this evening. And if you're up around Kansas City, they are having an inch of snow. And that's something right there. 55-mile-per-hour wind gusts, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This is just outside Kansas City. And an inch of snow that was reported at 7 o'clock tonight, I guess, roughly, where it is now 27 over there at Kansas City. There you go. We'll leave us running into the night. Don't anticipate a whole lot going on as far as that goes for the rest of the evening, but it'll keep you plugged into what's going on if you ever want to tune over here. It's Thunderbolt Radio, the Thunderbolt Radio Facebook page, also KenTenn Weather. I'm Brian Thomas. It's 9:06, and good evening to you. Here's some lovely National Weather Service forecast for you.
Lake, Lauderdale, O'Brien, and Tipton. The current time is 9:06 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 9 p.m. at Dyersburg, it was cloudy. The temperature was 50 degrees. The dew point was 48, making the relative humidity 93%. The wind was west at 18 miles an hour, gusting to 26 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.61 inches and rising. At Blytheville, it was cloudy. The temperature was 50 degrees. The dew point was 43, making the relative humidity 77%. The wind was northwest at 15 miles an hour, gusting to 26 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.63 inches and rising. Elsewhere around the region: Jonesboro, cloudy and 46. Memphis, cloudy and 50. Jackson, a thunderstorm and 55. At Covington, the temperature was 50 degrees, the dew point 46, and the relative humidity 87%. The wind was northwest at 18 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.62 inches and rising. Union City, cloudy and 50. Kennett, drizzle and 48. Malden, light rain and 46. Paducah, cloudy and 47. Once again, at Dyersburg, it was cloudy and the temperature was 50 degrees. Here is the forecast for the Dyersburg Weather Radio listening area. Tornado watch 55 in effect until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening for east of the Mississippi River, including Dyersburg. Freeze warning remains in effect from 4 a.m. to noon Central Daylight Time Monday. Wind advisory remains in effect until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze watch remains in effect from Monday evening through Tuesday morning. Rest of tonight, mostly cloudy. Rain showers likely with a chance of thunderstorms this evening. Some thunderstorms may be severe. Windy with lows in the upper 20s. Northwest winds 20 to 25 miles an hour with gusts up to 40 miles an hour. Chance of rain 70%. Monday, mostly cloudy in the morning, then becoming mostly sunny. Windy with highs around 40. Northwest winds 15 to 25 miles an hour with gusts up to 35 miles an hour. Monday night, mostly clear. Cold with lows in the lower 20s. Northwest winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. Tuesday, sunny. Highs in the lower 40s. West winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy. Not as cool with lows in the lower 30s. Temperature rising into the upper 30s after midnight. South winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. Wednesday, mostly cloudy in the morning, then becoming mostly sunny. Breezy and not as cool with highs around 60. Wednesday night, partly cloudy. Not as cool with lows in the mid-40s. Thursday through Friday night, mostly clear. Highs in the mid-70s. Lows in the lower 50s. Saturday through Sunday, mostly clear. Highs in the upper 70s. Lows in the lower 50s. Tornado watch number 55 has been canceled for the following counties in Tennessee: Dyer, Lake, Lauderdale, O'Brien, and Tipton. This is a freeze warning for the following county: Mississippi, Arkansas, and the following counties in Missouri: Dunklin and Penobscot, and the following counties in Tennessee: Crockett, Dyer, Gibson, Haywood, Lake, Lauderdale, O'Brien, Tipton, and Weakley. Wind advisory remains in effect until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze warning remains in effect from 4 a.m. to noon Central Daylight Time Monday. Freeze watch remains in effect from Monday evening through Tuesday morning. What? For the wind advisory, west winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 45 miles per hour. For the freeze warning, sub-freezing temperatures as low as 16 expected. For the freeze watch, sub-freezing temperatures as low as 14 possible. Where? Portions of East Arkansas, North Mississippi, Southeast Missouri, and West Tennessee. When? For the wind advisory until 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time Monday. For the freeze warning from 4 a.m. to noon Central Daylight Time Monday. For the freeze watch from Monday evening through Tuesday morning. Impacts. Gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Frost and freeze conditions could kill crops, another sensitive vegetation, and possibly damage unprotected outdoor plumbing. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Take steps now to protect tender plants from the cold. The current time is 9:11 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 9 p.m. at Dyersburg, it was cloudy. The temperature was 50 degrees. The dew point was 48, making the relative humidity 93%. The wind was west at 18 miles an hour, gusting to 26 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.61 inches and rising. At Blytheville, it was cloudy. The temperature was 50 degrees. The dew point was 43, making the relative humidity 77%. The wind was northwest at 15 miles an hour, gusting to 26 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.63 inches and rising. Elsewhere around the region: Jonesboro, cloudy and 46. Memphis, cloudy and 50. Jackson, a thunderstorm and 55. At Covington, the temperature was 50 degrees, the dew point 46, and the relative humidity 87%. The wind was northwest at 18 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.62 inches and rising. Union City, cloudy and 50. Kennett, drizzle and 48. Malden, light rain and 46. Paducah, cloudy and 47. Once again, at Dyersburg, it was cloudy and the temperature was 50 degrees. At 9 p.m. at Dyersburg, it was cloudy. The temperature was 50 degrees. The dew point was 46, making